I'm just going to start streaming.
Is someone in their car?
Yeah, Kyle's in the car, so I said to
Yeah, I'm in the car.
we might just wait
I'll be home
until he gets home in about 15 minutes before we start recording proper.
Yeah, that's fine. I don't mind. I ain't got nothing planned anyway. I'm still drying myself off a little.
That's alright.
Oh. Plus, it gives you another few minutes to see if you can grab hold of someone else. Even fucking, mind you, he's in pain, so fucking no point. Old Cole 360. He's got like back pain at the moment.
Oh, is he?
Yeah.
Oh, what's he done?
Fuck knows. Could be anything, mate. I had like chronic back pain from like shitty chairs at work because I used to
Right.
like obviously sit at work for like 9-10 hours a night,
Yeah.
and all the seats were like completely shit. We just used to get second-hand knockoff crap ones that people didn't want, like busted ones.
Ugh. That's a bit shit.
And then like the
Hey, just
backs
wanna
aren't
call me
straight.
back in a second. When I get home, I'll send you a message and you can invite me back to the group.
Yeah, cool.
Alright, I'll just do that. Talk to you in a bit. Bye.
Alright.
What's his gamer tag? Because I'm trying to remember.
I'm not sure.
I'm
Doesn't
sure
help,
I've
does it?
been on. I'm sure I've been on before when he's been on.
Yeah, you have. I don't know
Not
what it
Bolkirk,
is.
is it?
No.
Shori Elemente.
Yeah, no.
He's American, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to think. Might not have been then. Sure, I have, but who knows? What have you been up to today then?
I've been doing quite a bit of PC gaming today.
I see you was playing that Onslaught. A mate of mine's been playing that on the PS4.
Onslaught?
Is it Onslaught? Like it's a
Dreadnought.
beta. That's it, yeah.
Dreadnought.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome, man. You should get it on the PlayStation.
It doesn't really look like my kind of game. I'm not really a huge space combat-y type person.
That's fair.
But I know like my mate who loves it. He's basically right into all that sort of stuff. He watches Star Trek and everything, and he's got getting all excited for that Star Trek bridge crew.
Oh, yeah, that looks really good, doesn't it?
And I was like, I probably won't be getting it. And he was like, oh, I might have to like get it when it's cheap and second hand, just so I can play it when I come round yours, or if you bring the thing down mine.
Yeah.
Not fair enough.
Oh, what's going on here?
You looking for?
Oh, a load of my stuff has been deleted off my OBS, and I need to add the images again for some reason.
Oh, what's that? All your setup and stuff.
Yeah.
That's a bit of a fuck on.
Yeah, it's all disappeared for some reason. I'm just doing it now. Just sorting it back out again.
Possibly an update or something that sometimes happens.
Yeah. So everyone on the stream is watching me do this now. It's quite hilarious.
Whoa, that is fucking weird.
What's that?
I was just gonna. I'll probably mention it on the podcast as well, but I was trying to work out what the album, what the song was off the new Gorillaz album,
Okay.
and then basically, like I looked at the name of it, and it's called Human,
Oh, okay.
and basically, like there's a picture of them like all in like sort of like humanistic CG.
Okay.
The cover and it looks pretty weird. But you've got the Samsung thing, haven't you? The whatever it is, Gear VR.
Yeah.
Did you know? I'm going to mention it on the poddy as well. But the new Gorillaz song is the music video is completely viewable in virtual reality.
Oh, nice.
It's fucking weird, mate. It's just when you're done or whatever, just stick it on, whack in some headphones, and just off you go. It's
Nice.
quality. One of the best music videos I've seen. Like, I've never watched a music video in VR before. It's fucking weird.
Nice.
But yeah, I didn't even know about it until my mate told me when he popped round. He was like, "Oh, have you seen the Gorillas video?" I was like, "No."
Oh, for fuck's sake, why is it?
Oh, mate.
I'm just. Why is YouTube such a pain in the ass?
Because it is.
I just changed the title of the stream and what was playing, and it's still saying Quake Champions.
Bonus. Oh, you're doing it on YouTube and not Twitch?
Yeah.
Does YouTube do the exact same thing as Twitch then?
Yeah. But it just obviously when you stream to to YouTube, it automatically just saves it straight after as well.
Yeah, it does on Twitch as well, because I've sometimes, when we finished recording, I've gone off and like rewatched parts of it straight away.
Yeah, but you want it on YouTube, really.
It's a pity you can't put it on both, you know what I mean? I think this person's well away, they're just charging
YouTube
ahead.
is the future, I think.
I think YouTube's in some serious shit, to be honest, from the way
Really?
I've heard things are going. Yeah, they're losing a lot of their main sort of like people like on their site. They're all skipping to go to other places because
Oh,
they're not
really?
making money off YouTube anymore because of the ad thing. Like the monetization of the ads, like people aren't putting their advertisements on 18 rated content, and you think of a lot of the biggest video games of the year are all 18 rated, and they're not getting any money for those videos.
Right, so I'm just sorting out this. So, have you added to the show notes?
No.
Are you going to bother or not bother?
I'd have to come off of here and go onto the computer to do it. So
That's alright. So, for the people who are watching, show notes are going on the screen for me.
Oh,
Can't believe everyone's bailed, man.
it does suck.
Yeah.
Colin's probably got church though, hasn't he? So
He's taking someone to the airport, I think.
Oh, made it home.
cool.
Oh, you're back.
Yep. Let me step in the door. My day ran behind more than I thought it would, but here I am.
Whee. I might have to turn the speaker off actually on my controller. Otherwise, you'll hear it every now and again.
It's just more entertaining. Tim, shut up.
Not when it's saying the same bollocks over and over.
Oh, that's true. What are you playing?
Not playing anything.
Skyforge.
Oh, you playing that?
I tried playing that after you talked about it, and it was fucking garbage.
I'll
And you
briefly mention
complain
it a bit
about it
later.
every week. I was
Oh,
like,
I do.
last 2 or 3 episodes bitching about it. It's so terrible.
That's hilarious.
I was so stoked on it. I was like, oh man, that's cool. It sounds like an MMO. And I hopped on. I was like, this is horrible. You're still on it, man. That's dedication, I guess.
I'm
Sure.
just waiting for the Terra beta to start, really.
Oh God.
Terra beta.
You really need a PC Switch because all these games have been on there for ages.
I actually have a gaming PC built that I have yet to play any games on.
Are you just too much on the PlayStation?
Well, that and I've been using it to make music, and every time I get on there, I'm usually just
Nice.
working on that shit.
Yeah, that's fair.
And but I got a controller and everything, so I don't know. I've
What
been thinking about
program
hopping
are
into
you using?
Battlegrounds. For what? Music?
Yeah, is Fruit
Oh,
Loops still a thing? Because that was a thing when I was in music school.
Fruity Loops.
Yeah, Fruit Loops.
it used to be Fruity Loops, and then they called it something else. What do they call it? FL Studios is what they call it now. But I use Cubase 7.
Oh, Cubase, yeah, that was another huge one back when I first started. I think it was like pretty early on, like we're going back to like early 2000s.
Yeah, it's been going on for a long time. It's really good. Really good interface. I've been trying to learn up on it, learn on all these different programs. There's so much shit. But it's good.
Right, are we almost ready to go then?
Yep,
Yeah.
I'm ready to go when you are.
Okay.
You fucking child molester.
Okay,
Oh,
start
sorry.
off as you wanna...
Sorry, I was just...
Got intense for a sec.
Yeah, man.
Someone's just
Crazy.
run off and left me to deal with all the enemies as per
Oops.
freaking usual.
Oh,
I
we're
only
just gonna...
trust myself to tank in this game. Like, I don't trust anyone else's tanking abilities. Move. Oh, that's what happens when you run off on your own. You get mullered.
Oh, I think Alex is coming on now, so...
Oh, good stuff.
Good.
Give it another few minutes. Hopefully I'll finish this mission off that way. I won't have
Gives
anything
him 1
distracting
minute.
me.
Sorry we're late with those 4 people listening on the YouTube channel.
Bet one of them's old Clarky.
Probably.
Clarky and our #1 fan, Companion Cube.
Yeah. 4 people listening on the YouTube channel.
Bet one of them's old Clarky.
Probably.
Oh.
No, I'm just listening to it. I just want to make sure the
All right.
audio's good, so I'm just going to mute it
Mate,
again.
that's some
Sorry,
serious
guys.
feedback.
Fell through a time
Sorry
loop
about
for a
that.
sec.
Sorry, yeah, I just wanted to double check the audio was coming through because I've had to change all the settings on the recording software, so that's cool. Just remind me to hit the record button because I've not actually started recording it to my PC yet.
Hit the record button.
I'll do it when we start.
All right.
Hey, mission complete. Oh, mate. I'll just need another 12% or something to get another 150 grand.
I gotta say, that game was a lot prettier than I thought it was going to be.
They've actually fixed a lot of things with like the update that went live this week. Like the camera, you couldn't just like you could click the thumbstick in to sort of like take screenshots and like stuff, but it wouldn't let you zoom the camera in and out on the character models or anything. So it was a bit of a pain.
Did they make it any less boring, or is it still like kind of boring?
It doesn't really get going until you hit the end game. And the end game in this is actually one of the best I've played in an MMO, actually.
Really?
What game's
okay.
that?
Yeah. Skyforge.
Skyforge.
The end
You've got
game
to the
to
end
it's
game
really
already.
good. Well, it's the end game after about 3 or 4 weeks. You're only gated by sort of like timed sort of stuff. But I'm going to quickly go and blow dry and powder my balls. I'll literally be back in like 30 seconds.
You're so
Okay.
weird. Crazy. Right, so Alex is ready. Let's add him to the call. And then we are ready. Whenever Darren comes back.
He's done powdering his balls.
Hello.
Oh, hello.
Hello, geezer.
How's it going?
I'm alright, mate. You?
Yeah, not bad.
Long time no hear.
I know. Where you been hiding?
Oh, shit. It's a pan, mate. It really does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm still about. I haven't been doing much gaming, but, well, I say that. I'm always playing bloody Zelda.
You're obsessed, mate. You're obsessed.
Yeah. Are we live now, are we?
Yeah.
Oh, right. Okay, cool. Yeah, no, it's all good, man. It's all good.
Good.
All good. Yeah.
Awesome stuff. You got yourself a PS4?
I did, yes.
So that's all cool.
Yeah. Should I go straight into it, or
No,
are
we're
you
not
doing
even
the rounds
started yet.
first?
We're not even started
Oh,
yet.
okay.
I'm waiting for Switch to come back from powdering his balls.
Oh, okay, cool.
That's his words,
Um,
not mine.
I'm
Okay.
back.
Oh, he's back from powdering his balls.
Bit of
Right, I'm
Cousins
just gonna
Imperial leather.
I've just got to get some Rizzlers. Hang on, I'll be back in 1 second.
Okay, so I just want to say hello to the people who are listening live on YouTube. Hello to Colin Blake, Troy Gorton, Simon Evans. Hello. Those are the people that have
Hello.
said hello in the chat.
Listening to our professional conduct.
Yeah, we've not even started yet. We're running 20 minutes late, all because of Switch.
What do you mean all
okay.
because of
Not
me?
my fault at all.
Yeah, all because of Switch and his balls.
Yeah, it takes
Chocolate
20 minutes to
salted
powder some
balls.
balls.
That's it.
Bit
Yeah,
of
so it's all
baby
good.
talc and
So
everything.
yeah, we missed last week. So we need to make up for not having a show last week. So we're going to talk about shitloads of games.
Cool.
All right.
And I've played enough for all of us, so
That's good.
I think we'll be fine.
Sweet.
I know Kyle's played a lot, so that's good. So, oh, hello to David Salt. Hello. Nice to see you guys here. Already, the YouTube stream is more popular than the Twitch stream with 8 people.
Really?
Yeah, I think YouTube is easier.
Yeah, YouTube's easier to market. At least a little bit.
Yeah.
Well, they just see a blank space though. There's no video image or anything, is there, on
No,
your
there's
YouTube?
not any video yet. I'll put the videos of the games we're talking about on. So.
Do you see us
Oh,
all
that's
having a
clever.
camera then in the future?
No. Who wants to see our ugly mugs? Come on.
Yeah, speak for yourself, buddy.
Right, are we ready?
Indeed.
You're a bit
What's the
crackly.
order?
Am I
Who's
crackly?
that?
Yeah, you are a bit.
How do I sound to
You
you
sound-
guys?
You
That's
sound
better.
alright to me.
That's better now, yeah.
It's obviously just your crappy internet.
I've got a new phone, iPhone 7. Should be good.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Mm.
We'll blame the iPhone for this then, for this poor performance. Right, are we ready then? Hello to Matthew. Hello, Matthew. Right, are you ready? So we'll go Darren, Kyle, then Alex, alright?
Darren, Carl, and Alex. Right, cool.
Do you want me to write that down for you?
It's in my head
Right,
somewhere.
I need to hit the record
just know
button.
you're last, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Jesus.
last. Yeah.
Right. And a 3, and a 2, and a 1. Hello and welcome to Mojo Radio, episode 422 for Sunday, the 21st of May 2017. I'm your host, Mark Webb, gamertag, PSN ID, and Steam ID. It's all Webby317, and joining me today is.
It's Gluey McGlueface.
It is I, Kangas Gunner.
And me, Alex, Nintendo Arcade, with a new gamer tag.
Woo!
Woo, woo, woo.
I don't know what happened to Darren's intro, but all I heard, I didn't even hear his name. It just
I
kind
heard
of
Gluey McGlueface.
Oh,
and
sorry,
I
I
was like,
just
is
got.
that... Okay.
It's a reference to if people have played a certain game, they'll know what I'm on about. But hey,
I don't.
You are probably in the minority as usual.
Hmm.
Yeah, so good gaming week this week for some of us, I suppose.
Not bad.
And Nintendo Arcade,
Yeah.
Mr. Alex, has betrayed Nintendo this past week.
Betrayed. I'm waiting for the next big A title, triple A title. Come on, Nintendo,
Come on, man.
hurry
I
up.
thought you'd just be playing your arcade machines all day, the same games over and over again.
Well, I'm having a bit of trouble with that as well. So, and it was a gift.
Oh,
PS4 was a gift.
someone
Oh,
bought your
so-
PS4. You lucky
Yeah.
man.
Yeah.
So-
all
so
these
talk
Love
to
lovely
us-
sweet gift.
So talk
Yeah.
to us about the PS4 then. Have you been enlightened into gaming on another machine?
It's nice to have another console that is playing a few games that I want to play. There's a lot of games I want to get hold of. I have yet to get any of those games. I've got a bundle, so I've got the Just Cause, Uncharted, and what's the other game? The car game, Drive Club.
Oh, Drive Club, yeah.
Yeah, which I've yet to play with. I've been playing a bit of Uncharted. That's pretty cool. But I don't know if it's my type of game. I mean, it's very similar to Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
But I've just been playing around with the interface so far, just setting up the account and stuff like that and just seeing what's on it, just see what it does. But I haven't really played it to its full potential yet. But yeah, I'm pleased with it. It's quite a slim console, isn't it? Quite sleek.
Which model did you get? The newer one or the older one?
Well, it's got 1 terabyte, is it?
Oh, yeah, it's probably the newer one.
Did you get the
The newer
Slim
one.
then?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Yeah.
Is it pretty cool?
Got the rounded edges.
Yeah. Is the other one straight then, cornered?
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
these are like
basically
curved
a
corners.
complete box.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Slim.
Yeah. But do you know
That's
what
cool.
I've done with it? Because I was thinking of packing away the
Put a Nintendo
Wii.
sticker on it.
No, I've stuck the Master Sword on it.
Oh God.
Close enough.
I had to. There's nowhere else for it, but it looks cool.
Awesome. So who bought you this PlayStation then?
Secret lover.
So was your missus then?
Yeah.
Or Darren.
No, it's pretty
Darren, yeah.
cool, man. It was a nice surprise.
So apart from Uncharted, what else have you been playing? Did you play any Drive Club or?
No, just Uncharted so far. I mean, I only got it a couple of days ago, so.
Which Uncharted? Is it the newest one or is it
the newest one? I guess the fourth one. Yeah.
Nice.
So I've just got out of the prison. There's like a Spanish prison or something. I've got out of that. Loads of nice cutscenes and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's
But
a pretty smooth game, I think.
Yeah. Is that running on 4K then? That game, is it?
No, I think there is some sort of thing for the Pro, but I must admit I haven't played it on the Pro since I've had one.
Yeah.
Well,
So
you got the Slim, so I don't even know if it does the 4K upscaling or not.
Right. Yeah, I don't know, mate. I honestly don't know.
It doesn't.
So how many different variants of the PS4 is there?
There's
You got
three.
the original,
There's the
Yep.
the
You got
original,
the original,
Slim,
the
and
Slim,
the Pro.
yeah.
So I've got the Slim, not the Pro.
Yeah.
I guess. I don't know.
If it's got the rounded edges and it kind of looks like an ice cream sandwich, then yeah.
Yeah, okay. That's good enough, though. That's what you guys have got, is it? Or you got the Pro?
I just got the original one. I got two of the original ones.
Yeah. So this has just got more memory than the original one, I guess, and just slightly differently
Yeah.
shaped. Yeah.
Yeah, the Pro's like a triple stack, whereas the standard one's just 2.
Oh, okay. And that runs 4K,
So
I
goofy.
guess.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, up
Yeah.
to 4K and
Yeah.
a few other weird bits. But if you haven't got a 4K telly, it doesn't really make any difference, really.
No, no.
So you
But
glad
yeah,
you got it? Are you?
I am,
Has
mate.
it,
Well,
has it
I've
taken
been
away?
wanting
Has it taken you away from your Switch and your arcade games?
No, not really, because there's not a lot on the Switch at the moment except Zelda.
Okay.
Which I'm still playing, which I'll get into in my bit. But no, it does give me another avenue. Which after playing Zelda, I realised, how much I've missed these big sandbox games. Because the last console I had was a 360, and I loved sort of Red Dead and all those sort of stuff. So and Nintendo lacks those type of games. But since playing Zelda, I've just realised, geez, man, these are the sort of games I like, just roaming around and discovery. And
there's a ton of that stuff on the PS4 that I'm sure you probably haven't even had the chance to delve into yet, like The Witcher or the newest Grand Theft Auto or anything.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not really into the first person shooters. I have to admit,
Yeah.
I like third person exploration and leveling up RPGs. Also like the turn-based stuff. I wouldn't mind getting a hold of Blood Bowl and XCOM.
Persona 5 is a must-buy.
Yeah,
XCOM 2 is my game of the year last year. That was
really?
so good. Yeah, you'd love that.
Yeah, well, I played all of the others, way back to
really?
good old days, the Sinclair Spectrum, yeah. So, yeah, right up my street. yeah, so I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm probably not going to have much of a life now, I guess. I've got so many fucking games here, man. Well, you've
Your
seen it,
man
Webby,
cave,
haven't you?
you're going to pretty much live in your man cave now and never see your missus again.
Yeah. But I like,
Right.
you know me. I like to mix it up with the arcade stuff, the retro stuff as well. My love for that is still very passionate. You know, I love all that stuff. But I like new games as well, and it's nice to have a good mixture of stuff. Depending on what sort of mood you're in,
When's your trip to America for your Sky Skipper
2 weeks,
reveal?
dude.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah, it is. I'm quite nervous, to be honest with you.
Have you never been to the States before?
Never been to the States, no.
Where are you heading?
And I've got a lot. Well, I'm going to staying in Louisville with a friend of mine, and then we're taking Sky Skipper, the cabinet, because he's rebuilding the cabinet. I've got to take the PCBs over there, and we're revealing it at the Southern Fried Gaming Expo in Atlanta.
Oh,
And
wow.
we've got Billy Mitchell, Water Day coming down.
When's that?
That's the 7th and 8th of June.
Really? We were just
So
in
it's
Atlanta not too long ago. We had
Oh,
back-
really? So how
Yeah.
far are you?
I'm in Jacksonville, Florida, like probably about 1,000 miles south of Atlanta.
Oh, right. You
But-
can't come up.
Yeah, might do it. I don't see
Oh,
why.
that'd be cool, man. Yeah.
But I will warn you,
definitely.
like if you're trying to drive around in Atlanta, I would recommend someone else do it because
Yeah.
the traffic there is horrible.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah. No, I haven't got
It
to
is
worry about
horrible.
that. Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just looking forward to just getting to America. I mean, it's been my dream to go there, but to have this little game take me there and go to an event like this is just, it's out of this world for me.
That's awesome.
There's a lot
Yeah,
of
it's
people.
amazing. That is
It
amazing.
is.
So, are you taking your actual arcade machine out there, or are you just
No.
taking the PCB for the other machine?
Yeah, I wouldn't be able to take the cab out there. So what's happening is I'm taking 2 PCBs, one of which is Whitney's because he's brought one of mine, and he's converting a Popeye into Sky Skipper, the actual cabinet. So when I get there, I just plug in the Sky Skipper PCB, and it's in a Sky Skipper cabinet, and that's the cabinet we're taking to reveal at the expo. And then once the US reveal is done, then I've got to convert my Popeye here in the UK to reveal that at Replay Manchester in October, which you guys have got to come to.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, because we're trying to get Billy Mitchell over for that as well. It's just depends on how much he wants for his flight and everything else. His little dwarf minions.
I'm sure
that he
he'll
has.
find. I'm sure he'll find quite a few publications wanting to talk to him and stuff over here anyway.
Yeah. I mean, there's a few people like he honours a lot of people in the gaming community. A lot of people that have got world records over here in the UK recently. He wants to honour, and what he does is Water Day makes his little trading cards up, which he gives to people that have done something for the community, either world record holders or people like myself who have brought a game out of the vaults, or just general people that have helped out. And that's what they want to do. They want to come over here and just honour these people. And there's a few other people other than myself, like John Studley, who's an English guy who got the perfect Pac-Man only recently. I think he wants to honour him. So,
That's
it's
cool.
yeah, it's really cool. It's such a cool community. It really is.
Well, congrats
and we've
on all
got-
that, man. That's
we've got-
incredible.
We've got guys coming from Nintendo as well. We've got Jerry Momoa, who's an ex play tester for Nintendo. He play tested pretty much all of the early Nintendo games that went out into the arcade: Donkey Kong Jr., Sky Skipper. He played those games every single day, just finding every little bug, every little fault, and they just reported back to the bosses, maybe Miyamoto. I actually got a picture of him with Miyamoto, just saying, how good the game is it playable, is it worth releasing, and Sky Skipper wasn't. They
Well, they
decided
should have had
not
him play Mass Effect Andromeda.
yeah. So there's a lot of people involved. It's unbelievable, man. Really
I've put a
excited.
really good picture of Billy Mitchell on the YouTube thing.
How have you?
Yeah.
Has he got his American tie on?
Yes.
Yeah, he's always got that.
If you haven't seen King of Kong, watch it because it's a fantastic film.
Yeah, guys, if you don't know, whoever's listening, you don't know who Billy Mitchell is, he is the face of the arcade community in the United States. And because he was in a famous film called King of Kong, Fistful of Quarters, where him and this other guy, Steve Wee, battle it out for the high score on Donkey Kong. Now, this film is about, 6 years old now? So their scores have actually been busted. There's
Yeah, I
other
think it's
guys
still
now.
streaming on Hulu if anyone wants to check it out.
Yeah.
I think
But,
it's
I mean,
on
still,
Netflix here as well.
he's still got
Probably.
world records on Pac-Man and loads of other games he's got world records in. So he's still pretty cool. And he's a nice guy. That film, actually, King of Kong, portrays him as the nasty guy. He's actually
he does
a really
come
nice
across.
guy.
Yeah, he does come across just slightly arrogant in it. I will
Yeah.
say. But,
Yeah, they twisted the film, though, for that.
oh yeah.
To make it more viewable, more enjoyable, I guess. But yeah, I've heard really cool things about it. I've actually spoke to him on the phone. I spoke to him last month, actually. And yeah, he's pretty cool. He's really funny.
Awesome.
So, yeah.
Right, shall we talk about some games that have come out recently?
Yeah, go for it, man.
Right, I'm going to just talk about a few PC games before we get on to console games. So just bear with me, all the Xbots out there.
Okay.
So the first game I've been playing this week, I've been playing it quite a lot with our resident Sly Almond. It's PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds. I think the last show that we recorded, I'd literally just picked it up and I didn't really talk about it too much. I just want to say that it's really, really picking up in our community now. Been really having a good time with a few people in our Discord chat. If you need a link for the Discord chat, I will put it into the show notes of the podcast and I will put it into this YouTube chat in a moment.
That might be the first PC game I buy. Just because I want to hop in with you guys.
Yeah, so if anyone's interested, it's basically a battle royale game, and as you can see in the video, you start off with 100 players, and you're all on this plane, and it flies across this big island, and you can jump out whenever you want. And basically, hang on, sort this out. And basically, there's a circle that slowly gets smaller and smaller, so it pushes all the players into an area, and then you do duke it out, and the last person alive wins. But you start off with nothing, so you have to go through buildings, finding like weapons and body armor and clothing and all that sorts of stuff. And you can either play it solo, so it's you versus 99 other people. You can do it as pairs against 50 other teams, or you can do it in a team of 4. I've played it solo, in a duo, and I've done it with 3 people and 1 random. I've not actually done it with 4 people in the Discord chat as of yet because it's been hard to get people together to play it. But yeah, it's a really cool game, and it's just, I know it doesn't sound a lot, but it gets really intense. Like my play style on this game is a bit wimpy, so I basically I like to parachute out in a place where I think that not many other people are going to parachute out, so I can ransack houses, get stuff, and I basically just hide in a bathroom or something. And when the circle, basically a circle comes in, like a white circle on the map, and then you need to get into that circle within a time limit, because otherwise this big electric circle comes in within to that white circle. So if you're outside the white circle, you'll get electrocuted and you will die. So it gets really intense, and I actually, I usually die in the top 30 or 40, but the other day I actually made it to 2nd place, and I'll tell you what, it was the most intense gaming session I've had in such a long time.
Okay, so you got 2nd place, so that means it was you against 1 other person?
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
All right, so please explain to me how all that went down.
So basically, I spent most of it just hiding. Right, but I actually killed 4 people in that game. So I hid in houses, but when when the circle moves, because it doesn't go into a central area, it can shrink into different areas of the map. So when it shrunk down to its kind of smaller size, it was pretty much an open area. So I spent a lot of the time hiding in buildings and then literally just running from cover to cover. I actually a heart-wrenching moment for me was when I was running through an open field, because that's all there was, and this dude was shooting at me, and I didn't know where it was coming from. I was like, ah! I was literally screaming, going, oh my god, where's this dude? Where's he shooting from? And I turned around and I saw him, and I had an AK, and the AKs are quite powerful in this, and I managed to drop him, and I had like no health left. But luckily, I could heal myself with first aid kits and sodas and stuff. So I managed to get.
Sodas.
Oh no, it's crazy,
Alright.
and painkillers. So I managed to get my health back up, and I pretty much hid in just like little barns and stuff like that. And when it got down to the last two, I was actually hiding in this weird like waterway thing, and it was literally I had to like peek out of it because the circle had got down so small that if I couldn't move back anymore, because if I moved back I would be outside of the circle and I would be electrocuted and I would die. So I only had one area to go, which was like up and out. So as soon as I popped my head out, the bloke bloody killed me, didn't he? It was so intense, but it's just so much fun. Like me and Sly have been playing it so much. You know, as a duo, it's you have to obviously share the items you find, etc. To you know, to make it so you survive. But it's just so much
I'm
fun.
definitely gonna pick this game up for sure.
And to be fair, I don't usually pick up early access games on Steam because I've been burnt by a couple in the past. But this certainly is well worth it. It is so much fun, and I think I've played quite a lot of hours of it already. It's just fun, you know. Because the thing on the Xbox at the moment is I'm finding that I'm not getting any multiplayer gaming done on the Xbox because no one on my friends list who I used to play with is ever online anymore, and this is kind of scratching that multiplayer itch for me. And this is a game that, you know, you won't get on any other platform apart from PC, and it's just such a great experience. I think you should check it out. It is
I
really,
love
really fun.
games like that you can tell stories exactly like that are just so intense. Like I'm just sitting here listening to you, and it's already something that insane and intense and
it's
hilarious.
crazy
I'm like,
because-
I want to get in that.
Because we played it this morning, and every game is completely different. Like, it was me, Sly, in 2 rooms, a member of our community, and we all jumped out in an area where everyone else decided to jump out at the same time. So there was about 20 of us all in this area, and we were just punching each other to death because there was no weapons. And it's like, and then other times you jump out and you're on your own, and you spend like 20 minutes of the game just on your own, just sneaking around, and you build up this massive arsenal of gear, and you're feeling bad actually, like, oh, I've got a level 3 body armor, and I've got this AK, and I've got a sniper rifle. And then all of a sudden, someone just kills you dead in one hit, and you're like, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" You know, and you just But then sometimes you do really well. So it's just brought up on the map there very briefly because I'm just running a YouTube video that I found on the stream. The map is fucking massive. It really, really is. And there's vehicles that you can drive as well, cars and motorbikes and buggies, and I don't know what else to say about it. It's just really, really good fun. I can't recommend it enough. It's just really, really good.
Well,
So-
I think I'm sold. Is it just one map, or is there multiple maps?
There's one map, but it is huge. There is rumours of there being new maps in the future. And there is a
Well, it'd be in
rumour of
early
it coming
access,
to
I'm sure.
Xbox at some point as well, actually.
Isn't it a mod for another game though?
So apparently it's a mod for Armour.
So surely Armour would have to come to the Xbox for that to.
Armour
Come
would
to
never
it.
come to Xbox, mate. Trust me. It's
I have no idea
it's-
how any of that shit works. But I think it's the dude who made the mod for DayZ, right?
I believe so. I don't really know all the ins and outs of the story, so I'm not going to say yes, definitely, because I just do not
Right.
know. So, yeah, I'm not going to say.
Fair enough.
To be completely, because I'm not going to lie or anything like that. So I don't know.
Right.
Yeah. So, anyway, I have played another cool game on the PC. I'm just trying to find a good video of it. Sorry if I seem a little bit distracted. Called Dreadnought. This is in open beta on PC at the moment, and I believe it's on closed beta on the PlayStation 4 as well.
Yeah, closed. Yeah, invitation only.
Yeah,
I haven't even heard of
so
this one.
it's basically a world of tanks in space with fuck off awesome spaceships. It is fucking brilliant. I have played loads of it this past week since it came out on open beta on the PC. Basically, it's going to be a free-to-play game, and obviously there is going to be some microtransactions, but from what I've played so far of it, you can pretty much, like World of Tanks, if you've ever played it, you start off with a crappy ship, and then you work your way and earn skills and points, etc. Once you've unlocked a load of skills for one crappy ship, it unlocks better ships and better ships further on down the line. And it's just a lot of fun. I don't know if any of you guys have played anything like this before or played this beta. No?
I'm
It all
just
like
trying to
Rogue
imagine
Galaxy.
So are you
Was it like-
guys watching the video at all?
No.
Okay. This doesn't help me explain
when you're
it.
saying tanks in space.
All right, I'll go
Have any of you guys played World of Tanks?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, so you know in World of Tanks, when you start playing it, you get that really crappy tank.
Yep.
And you start off and you pretty much getting killed a lot, blah blah blah, and then once you've earned experience and stuff, you get better tanks, or you can spend money and buy the tanks. It's up to you. This is pretty much that, but I've not
But with
spent any money on
spaceships.
this. Oh yeah, so you get open maps, and you're doing tactics. You can either just kill all the dudes, or there's other modes where you only get one life, so. You have to wipe out the other team, and the last person with a team with someone alive wins. There's a game mode where you have to defend a ship, like a specific ship, and attack a specific ship on the other team. So obviously you need to work out who's going to defend, who's going to attack. The graphics on this are absolutely fantastic as well. And what I was going to try and compare it to slightly is a game that I've been playing on PC as well called Fractured Space, but that's a bit more of a MOBA, spaceship MOBA. It's a bit like that, but I prefer this. It really is a lot of fun, and it's weird for a spaceship game because the maps, there's a lot of places to take cover behind, because you need to be quite tactical in this game as well. Because if you just go out all guns blazing, you're just going to get destroyed. And the thing that I really like about this is there's different ships. There's small ships and big ships. So the big ships that have a lot of firepower, they're actually really slow, so you need to be quite wary of where you're going to maneuver, and you have to be quite tactical in this game. You really, really do. But if you get into a party of a few people and you're all talking to each other and talking tactics and stuff, it adds a lot of value to the game, and it makes it a lot more fun. Even though I've been enjoying playing it on my own, that added thing of having people to play with that, makes it a lot better.
So it's quite arcadey then. It's not like Elite or anything like that. Like
No,
deep
no.
space. Like a sandbox type space arena.
Pretty much, yeah. So
Yeah.
you get put into an arena. There's quite a few different maps as well, which they're all pretty cool, and the graphics are so absolutely phenomenal. And the thing that I really like about this game is everything you do on your ship, your crew talk to you. So you fire your missiles, and the crew's like, "Firing missiles, Captain," and then they have to reload them, and it just really adds to the experience, especially with the music pumping as well. It really gets you going. I didn't think this sort of game would really appeal to me too much, but oh man, it's fucking awesome. It really is.
And the free to play doesn't really hold you back that much.
No. So it's an open beta at the moment, so I wouldn't pump any money into it anyway because it's in beta.
Gotcha.
But at the moment, it's not held me back at all, because you've got different tiers of ships. So I'm guessing when you do the matchmaking, it matchmakes you with people of equal type ships. I'm not quite sure, because I've never come across a game yet where I've really been overpowered by other people too much. I'm not sure if it's just
Is
because
it
it's in early days.
strictly PvP or is it PvE as well?
So far I've just done PPVP. I'm not sure if there is PPVE. I wouldn't have thought so, because it's meant to be like a World of Tanks game in space. So.
Oh right, yeah, of course, yeah.
But yeah,
So-
it's a lot of fun. It really, really is.
So tell me about the closed beta then, and an open one. I'm new to all this shit. So how do you get invited into play a game?
So
if
an
it's
open
closed?
beta, you don't need an invite. It's literally you go to the website and download the game, and and it's just on your PC and you play it. With a closed beta, you need to go to the website and register your email address, usually, and then they email you if you get into the beta and they send you a code. That's
And that
basically
works the
it.
same with a PS4 as well.
Yeah, so
Is that
this
same
game's going to
setup?
come out on the PlayStation, which is pretty cool.
Right.
It's nice to see a game like this come to a console. So,
Mm,
yeah.
cool.
So the PlayStation seems to be getting a lot of MMOs at the moment. So very strange, but very very cool. So any other questions you want to ask about Dreadnought before I move on? It is a game that I'm really enjoying at the moment, and those of you with a PC should download it, join the Discord, and play some games with us. It's really really cool.
Yeah, I think to get into the closed beta, you probably have to go on their website and register, I'd imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. Right, so more PC gaming, guys. Been playing a lot of Counter-Strike Go. Not going into it too much, but I just want to say I've been having a really good time with some of the community. It's been really really cool. Mr. Leonardo in Two Rooms are two people in particular that I've been playing a lot of Counter-Strike Go with this past week. And it's I don't know what it is about Counter-Strike. It just brings me back to those old school days on the Xbox One where I used to play a lot of Call of Duty. You know, you're familiar with the maps. It's fast-paced action, and it's just a lot of fun. And you know, Counter-Strike's like fucking cheap on PC anyway, and you know, play it. It's fucking awesome. That's all I have to say about it. Play some Counter-Strike. Okay, what else have I played this week? 2 seconds, guys. I have been playing on the Xbox quite a lot of Elite Dangerous the past couple of days.
Ooh.
Don't ask me.
Dreadnought's whet your appetite, mate. That's what it is.
It has, because like, I
Yeah.
was playing Dreadnought and I was like, oh, I really want to play another spaceship game now. Like this, like, and I've had Elite on my Xbox for ages, but I've never really played it. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna give it a go. I'm gonna do some gaming on it because it's pretty fun. And I'll tell you what, I think Saturday afternoon I must have spent about 5 hours solid just playing it. And literally all I was doing was flying to a space station, picking up some missions, which were deliver these goods to this space station, delivering the goods to that space station. When I get to that space station, pick up more delivery missions, and that's it. Intergalactic delivery boy. That's literally all I am, right? And
So Futurama the game.
it's just, I don't know what it is. It's just really relaxing. Just flying your spaceship around, delivering some stuff. I mean, you can take other missions, which are go and hunt down pirates. You know, so you can go and
Yeah,
shoot
you
dudes.
can sell contraband and stuff as well if you want
which
to.
I have been doing. I've been
Panic.
transporting some contraband, and you can mine for stuff as well. And you can. There's also an update that's come out where you can land on planets. But you
That's
need.
cool.
Yeah, so that's pretty cool. So, but what you need is like a little rover, like a Mars rover thing, which I don't have yet because I spent all my money on buying a new ship instead. So I can haul more cargo across the galaxy. I can
Quite
see.
sparse, I would imagine, isn't it? That galaxy, that game.
It's massive though. You look at the map and
Yeah.
it's huge. I'm like, wow, I can't believe it. But the thing is, right, I've been playing it so like quite a lot on the Xbox, and it's really cool playing it with the controller and all that. But I'm getting to that point now where I'm thinking, ooh, do I want to get it on PC and get a flight stick?
That's when you've gone proper hardcore.
Just for
into it.
extra immersion. But no, I'm not going to because obviously the Xbox version is doing me fine, and obviously a lot of people play on the Xbox. That's quite cool. So
Is that on the PS4, Webby?
yeah, it's on the PlayStation as
Is
well.
it?
Yeah, I'm
Wow.
pretty sure it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Elite Dangerous, I'm having a lot of fun just flying around the galaxy. So, thank you to everybody for that. It's awesome. I don't know why I'm showing my Discord chat on the stream, but there we go. Okay, so what's next?
Oh, I guess PlayStation has not gotten Elite Dangerous yet.
Is it not?
Oh.
That's
No,
interesting.
I don't think it is.
That is interesting. I thought
It
it.
says Q2 2017 though, so it could be any time really,
I'm quite
or
surprised.
it could be wrong. I'm not sure.
Oh, I'm quite surprised it's not on PlayStation. It must be an
But I don't know how the Xbox
Exclusive.
would cope with all the controls for that game. I mean, it's immense, isn't
For
it? I mean,
for
sure,
what, Elite?
it's suited more to the PC.
No, because you
Elite.
basically it's maps the controller really really well. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's not an issue. Very strange. I'm quite surprised at that. About it's not been on the PlayStation, but there we go. Just sticking on the space theme as well. Everspace. I don't know if any of you guys have heard of Everspace.
No.
Only just now.
Well, there you go. So it's it's actually on early access on the Xbox and on PC. So you can actually download it for free and give it a go. So that's what I did. And basically, it's meant to be like Elite, but an arcade version. So it's basically you jump into a ship and you can just, it's basically procedurally generated map. So if you look on my stream, there's a map here, and you're basically jumping from place to place, and you die really easily on this game. So when you die, you basically just start this procedurally generated run again, and but you keep all the XP and you can upgrade your ship and your weapons. So then when you do your
So it's
next
a
run, you
roguelike?
do a little bit better.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's quite fun, but I've not actually paid for it because, you know, it's still in early access and they still have quite a bit of work to do on it. But I just wanted to mention it because it is okay, and, you know, to try the demo out is free, so why not give it a go? It's pretty good looking on graphics, and it's quite fun when you're dog fighting. So yeah, it's quite fun.
I like
Little
it's got
game,
the
really.
little like glass at the bottom to make it seem a little less claustrophobic inside your
Yeah,
spaceship.
that's right. Yeah,
You can see more of the environment. That's pretty cool.
yeah.
Yeah, I will say with a lot of games now that are either sort of like obviously the early access ones especially, but like these free to play games, if you register for betas for those games, you're generally not just getting a beta, you're getting the full game early. Before other people, because I know obviously that was the thing with I think the new Terra beta that's obviously going to be due out soon. That's going to be the full game. So if you register for the
That's
beta,
pretty
you're
cool.
going to get the full game and play it early, sort of a thing. And
But
it's
Terra's
been
been
that
out
way.
on the PC for ages, though. That's why.
Yeah, they've obviously taken time to optimize it for console and all of the rest of it. But I know Paladins was the same. That was like the full game, and Paragon as well.
Yeah.
So with a lot of these, when you're registering for betas, you might as well do it because you're going to get the full game.
Nice. Okay, so just reading through our YouTube chat, Wesley says the guy who made the Battle Royale mod for Arma made this game, so Enemy Unknown's Battlegrounds. So that's very nice to know. And Matt says that the controller support for Elite is great, it's context based.
Right.
So there we go.
Oh, okay. That makes sense.
Yep. There we go. It's nice to be corrected. This is why we like live streaming, because usually we don't get all this info.
The amount of
You just
times
put out
I
some shit,
listen
go,
to,
maybe it's
yeah,
right.
I've listened to the podcast back in the day, and someone's like, "What was the name of that game?" And I'm sitting there like, "Why wasn't I on that week?"
Right. So shall we move on?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, what else you got?
So I played a demo on the PC today of a game called Rising Storm 2 Vietnam. It's not that good. I just wanted to mention that I played it because I've seen some YouTubers and stuff like banging on about it, and I was quite excited for it because I love like my World War II type games. Obviously, the Vietnam era is quite cool. We had the add-on for Battlefield Bad Company 2, and that was pretty cool back in the day as well. So I was like, oh man, this might be pretty cool, and the graphics on it are pretty good. But I played it for about half an hour earlier, and I just couldn't get into it. I don't know if it's because Counter-Strike is so much fun online, and I've got a few other first-person shooters on the go as well. That this is just kind of a bit more of the same, really. So if anyone's thinking of buying it,
mixing up your first-person shooters, you're probably gonna.
Oh, I've
see
got a
some
few
bigger
more
holes in
first-person
this.
shooters to talk about in a minute as well. So
Yeah.
don't worry about that. So I just wanted to mention that. I've also played Lawbreakers, the beta, this weekend.
Ah,
It's shit. That's all I'm saying. It's
What?
fucking shit.
oh god.
It's trying to be like Overwatch, but really gritty. Like, oh, you got loads of kills, dude, and bringing up like big skulls on the screen and all this sort of shit. I think it's like more aimed for teenagers.
Isn't it like really fast paced though? From what I could see from it, it looked like it was going for like the fast pace, like the old sort of Quake sort of style, like air jumps, rocket shots, and all that sort of type of.
Yeah, it's trying to do that. Yeah, it is. But you know, I've been playing the Quake.
Quick champions, and
Quake
that's
Champions Beta. That's what I was looking for, and that is fucking awesome. You go from playing Quake Champions Beta to Lawbreakers, and I was quite excited for Lawbreakers because it's Cliffy B that's brought it out, and he's come back into gaming for this, and I just, I can't get into it. It's just
it seems to
all
have
that.
been around for a while as well. Lawbreakers, I know, like it's been talked about for at least 2 or 3 years.
It's been
and
talked about for a while, yeah, but I think like this is like the first kind of closed, openish beta that's been out for it. Because I applied for the beta for this ages ago, and yeah, I finally got into it, all excited, and I was like, oh, is this it? So, yeah, not that great, but I put the stream up for people. I mean, graphically it's awesome, but
Yeah, it looks very Overwatch. Kind of seems like a lot of people are trying to like definitely go for this like arena shooter thing. Like even Paladins. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but is Paladins supposed to be like Overwatch, like an arena shooter kind of thing too?
yeah, it is.
yeah, it's like a free to play Overwatch.
I saw
from
that,
what
like, 'cause I
people
didn't even
said.
know what that was, and I saw it on the PlayStation Store, and I like glanced over at a screenshot of it. I was like, that is absolutely an Overwatch ripoff right there.
What in
Not-
art
not
style
a
or
ripoff, but,
gameplay?
no. Yeah,
Yeah.
they're definitely all trying to capitalize on the same thing. It's just definitely
Mm.
going to flood the market, and all this bad stuff's just going to sink to the bottom.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
not even bad.
understand.
It's just
It's like
outpaced.
it's like when Dota came out, and then all the MOBA clones came out
MOBAs,
afterwards.
yeah.
People trying to capitalize on that as well, and you just kind of like, because I played some Overwatch with Colin earlier, and that is still a really fun game to play. But this,
Sometimes though, it's like films. Like people have been working on these things for like a fair few years. It just happens that they all come out around the same sort of time, and people
Yeah.
think, "Oh, that's a clone." It's like when the Silent Hills or PT demo came out. Apparently, the RE7 was going in that direction before PT demo
Right,
had
they
even
would have
come
had
out.
to. Yeah.
Mm. But
But yeah,
this
as
has been
soon as it
going
come
on.
out, they're like, "Oh, they're copying Silent Hills." What that was going to do, and it's like, well, no, it was actually doing it before then. But
Yeah, well, that's been going on for ages, right away back to the old consoles. You know, you get a console like the SNES, and then you get some really good platformers like Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario, and then suddenly the whole market's flooded with platformers. And I think in the
Adam's
end,
Family.
yeah, people just get fed
People
up with
can't
it.
help
But I
but
mean,
compare them either.
that's what they want to make their money on. If people are buying it, then that's what people are playing. That's
Yeah.
what they make their money on. But I guess with technology as well, it becomes cheaper, doesn't it? I mean, you were saying about films and stuff. David Cameron, was it David Cameron? Not David Cameron, James Cameron, with all that technology he had. And then it must just become a lot cheaper for people to make that kind of special effects. And everyone jumps on it, don't they?
yeah, the only problem
'cause you'll
with these
get
sort of
filmed.
games is they just oversaturate the market with the same type of game.
Yeah,
Which is
well,
why
you get
Call
that
of
now on
Duty has
every
died a
console,
death
don't you?
now.
Yeah.
These Overwatch type games now are just doing exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But as long as it's done in a slightly different way, is it just the art style? Or is it the actual gameplay?
It's the gameplay's different as well. It just seems that like all these new shooters are trying to cater too much for like the Pro League Syndicate of Champions.
Yeah.
All these, and I'm just like, mate,
All that
let's just have
esports shit.
yeah, esports bullshit. Let's just play a game for fun. Come on, guys. That's all we want to do these days.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't get it. Like, it's like Rainbow Six Siege is a great game and I love it, but then they're really trying to pimp that out for the esports league as well. I'm like, guys, come on. It's fucking. I don't get it. Perhaps it's just because I'm getting old. I don't know. I just don't
You just,
understand
we,
it,
we
mate.
just
You're
don't get
taking
it.
a-
We're too
No,
old for the
I just
young
don't
cool
get it.
kids, isn't it?
You're another stunty.
I know. Okay, so last couple of games that I've played. Sorry, it's taking me so long this week, guys. So a really, really good, fun game I've been playing on the Xbox: Forza Horizon Hot Wheels add-on. Anyone
Why
else
did they
played
do
it?
this?
Have you been playing it?
No.
It's really good, really, really fun.
Why
So
put
because
Hot Wheels in Forza?
because I picked up the Horizon Season Pass with the game, it actually comes as part of the Season Pass, so that's pretty cool. And it's basically adds a load of new islands in the game. So you know when they added Blizzard Mountain, you have to go to a part of the map and then you like go there, you travel there. So you do that with this, and it's basically Hot Wheels cars, awesome.
Yeah.
And Hot Wheels like tracks going over the island, so you're doing like loop de loops and all sorts of stuff. And
Awesome.
this is what I love about Horizon is it just doesn't take itself seriously at all, unlike these other racing games that are like the track races and they want to be completely simulation. It just back to the days of gaming that's fun, and I'll tell you what, it is so much fun. And you're just driving around, you're doing these loop-de-loops up mountains and stuff, and you just got a massive grin on your face. You know, it's just so much fun. It really, really is.
It's funny you say that, though. I mean, Horizon was like the serious simulator, wasn't it, when it first came out? And now it's gone back to more being fun again.
Well,
It was just arcadey, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Arcadey version of Forza, which slowly became way better than Forza.
Yeah, so you had the original Forza, which was obviously, you know, wanted to be the simulator, beating Gran Turismo, and then
Yeah.
Horizon came out and was just like fucking arcade fun times, you know, and it really, really is great. So
Bizarre Creations, guys, isn't it? I think.
yeah, it's the Bizarre Creations guys, because when Bizarre Creations went bust, because they used to do the Project Gotham games, which were really,
And Blur,
really good.
wasn't it?
Yeah, and Blur as well, which is also a
Which
great
was
game.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so
There it is.
a lot of the team now work for this team that do the Horizon games, so they're a lot of fun. And so if you've got an Xbox or even PC, because it's also available on PC, Forza Horizon, if you don't have it, get it, because it's amazing, and the Hot Wheels add-on is great.
Great.
Yeah,
How big's the DLC?
I cannot remember. It's a few gig. It's definitely a few gig, but I can't remember
Because
how
I know
many
I'll
gig.
obviously have to download it, even though I don't own the Hot Wheels thing.
Just do it.
I think I've got like about 100 meg free on my Xbone.
Well, you need to delete some stuff or get an external drive, mate.
Just delete stuff then.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
fun shit.
Last couple of games I've been playing. I'm not going to go on about these too much since I played them. Mass Effect Andromeda, still cracking on with that. Not finished
Yeah.
it yet because I've got Persona 5 still on the go as well. So
I will say they apparently released a patch within the last couple of weeks for Mass Effect Andromeda that actually changes camera angles and some of the early cutscene stuff to make it look a bit better, and the characters' eyes. There's like eye tracking and stuff now, so they feel more human.
Oh, nice.
Less robotic. So they're making progress with it.
That's good. Oh, that is good.
So
Nice.
fix the potholes.
Yeah. Well, don't give me any spoilers. So yeah, I'm playing Andromeda slowly, but my main kind of single player game at the moment is Persona 5, and what a game it is, and I'm absolutely loving it, and more of you need to play this amazing game.
I couldn't find it.
Yeah, if you can get hold of it.
Yeah, if you can get
Yeah.
hold of it, mate, you won't find it in any shops.
No.
When it first came out, it was sold out for nearly a month before stock came back in the online retailers.
Mm.
So
Let's see if it's on eBay. It must be on eBay, mustn't it?
I think you'll find it on eBay. You probably find it at shop2.net. I'm not
Yeah,
sure about
Shop2,
Amazon. They'll
Amazon.
probably have it as well.
What was the other one? The other game one?
GameSeek.
No, I can't remember. It's one of the ones Stunty uses.
Is it-
But I've stopped using them because they only take PayPal.
Yeah,
Oh,
Persona. It's Persona 5, isn't it? not
Yeah,
4.
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
won't find it for less than 45 quid.
There's one on here 55 quid.
Yeah.
Let me
Yeah.
know.
So if you look on
Yeah.
shop2.net, I believe it's £45 on there. So
Oh,
check
is
it out
it?
on there. Yeah, that's where I picked mine up from.
Mm.
So, anyway, guys, that is literally all the games I've been playing this week. I know it's been quite a lot, but I've had the week off work, so gaming time
Nice.
aplenty. So,
Quite a bit.
yep. Who's next?
That'd be me.
Oh, hey, Darren. Woo. Nearly called you Stunty then.
Almost. Yeah, I'll go run through the usual fucking also rans. Basically, Final Fantasy 14. We've now got like about 4 weeks for the Stormblood expansion releases.
I can't
So
wait.
I'll sort of like aim on that. We actually run an FC run, dungeon run last night,
No,
which
why?
was shocking. It was myself, Ethan, Nail, and Evan.
Yeah, he said that he did a run with you guys, actually, yeah.
Which is quite weird because normally the server populations all take a plummet just before an expansion.
Yeah.
But I've noticed like our servers like really busy still. I went into Idleshire today, which is like one of the lounge areas, and there was like hundreds of people all gathered around the Aetherite, all dancing and stuff, and obviously the random weird chat that goes on in those games, like you do. But yeah, just basically sort of doing a few bits, preparing for the expansion and everything on that. Skyforge, I am still playing this game.
Oh, why?
Now, please explain to me, how can the in game be so good that it'd be worth going through all that slogging bullshit?
It's weird. It's like in most MMOs that I've actually played, you'll get to the end game and you'll just basically get a few extra dungeons and you grind for gear. Whereas the end game in Skyforge, it's all about when you sort of finish the game, you unlock like a god form for your character that you can transform into, like once or twice a day, depending on how much faith your followers bring you back. Now, the end game works on basically upgrading your god form and constantly making you more and more powerful. Also, you've got these other sort of like invasions, they're called, where each of the sort of 5 or 6 different armies, like you've got the Phytonoids, the Mechanoids, the Gorgons, and other sort of like creatures that you face during the game, you can increase your attack and defense against all of these, and also you're constantly boosting your character's stats as well as getting better gear for your character on top of it. The game still obviously does have a few problems and balancing issues here and there, but I do get some enjoyment. It's like getting jerked off with a glove made out of poison ivy. It's sort of enjoyable, but it's not.
I don't think.
Jesus.
Never mind. I'm just...
That is excellent.
See how that's enjoyable.
So yeah, I've noticed a few extra people on my Twitter have been playing around with it, to be honest. And at the end of the day, it's a free game. You can sling the developer a bit of cash here and there every now if you want. I will give you a tip for someone if you want a decent class to start out with, or you're looking for a good class to start with. Go for the Outlaw. It's basically a dual wielding like gunslinger. They're incredibly overpowered at the moment. I'm still waiting for them to get like a nerf in the game because almost everyone in a group you run with seems to be running with one of these classes because they can just chalk up so much DPS over time, sort of a thing. And one of the things I actually ran this week because I think I reached 100% combat readiness against like the Phytonoids, which are basically like plant creatures. And we went up against like the avatar of the plants. He's like the god of the plant people, and ended up getting myself like a sweet sort of like weird plant mount and loads of faith to sort of upgrade like the god side of my character and such. But yeah, it's got issues, but I still keep playing it for the moment. Like I said, I'm sort of like waiting for sort of like Terra to come in and sort of see what that does with its end game and stuff. Obviously, nothing will beat for me Final Fantasy as an MMO.
Yeah.
To be honest.
What class are you running as in Skyforge?
I'm literally just unlocked the Outlaw today, and I've
Okay.
seen how powerful it is. To be honest, I've only got like 3 more classes or 2 more classes to unlock now, which isn't bad considering they're like 3 million each. You can sort of roughly by sort of farming and stuff get sort of like 500k a day if you're lucky, or maybe a bit more. But normally I run as a paladin because I don't trust other people tanking, to be quite honest. Which is weird because like I'm a pretty paranoid tank in Final Fantasy. I don't like the sort of responsibility that's thrust upon you as like keeping everyone alive to a certain degree. And
Bit like a
whereas
healer,
in this, whereas this, it just seems a lot more casual. And there have been times where I've basically gone into a dungeon, turned into like my god form, and just basically pulled everyone through the dungeon.
Nice.
Sort of a thing, which is pretty cool. But yeah, the other games I will briefly talk about. Actually, I will briefly talk about a new game that came out this week, but it will be the briefest of talks. I've picked up Farpoint on PSVR.
Oh,
you have a PSVR?
yeah, I'm interested.
Yeah.
I need to talk about PSVR because I played it last week as well, actually. But I'll let you crack on first.
Yeah.
Did you get it with the gun?
Yeah, I did. It's with the aim controller. I mean, you can buy the game on its own or buy it in like a bundle with this controller. And at first, I thought it was just like a plasticky thing that you slotted a couple of Move controllers into at first glance. But after watching a couple of videos, it is its own brand new controller with its own analog sticks and buttons and all of that sort of stuff on it. It's a funny old shape. Yeah, it's a funny old shape, but the reason they've done it like that is so where your hands are holding it, when you're in virtual reality, they can pretty much map almost every gun over the top of that frame.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
So it will still feel right. I mean, I'll briefly speak about in like Waypoint for example, or Farpoint, sorry. You've got an iron sights on it, which is like a hollow sight. And you literally have to almost bring it up to your eye to look down the iron sight to use it like you would a real gun. And even doing stuff like shutting one eye to get a better aim works. It's just absolutely weird to have something like that in VR.
Yeah.
I didn't really get any motion sickness from it, but I've unfortunately only played it for about 10 minutes because the first night I played it, I had like a few mates round, and the first lot of enemies come out are very spider-like. I hate spiders. I can't stand spiders. So the first one come out, I shit it a bit, like shot the crap out of it. It was fine. The next one come out, and that started jumping around, and I was like, oh, I don't like this. Third one come down a rock, jumped on my face. I shrieked like a woman, sank my teeth to my tongue, drew blood all down my face.
Oh my god!
Jesus. Oh man!
And then proceeded to turn the game off.
Oh my god!
You won't be going back to that then?
Well, I will be. I will be. I was just not in the sort of like in the mode that night. I'd had a fair few things to drink and everything, and just wasn't sort of prepared. Because it's weird. If it was in a normal game, I'd have no issue. But because you're in virtual reality, and there's just this further connection where you're just like, ugh, bit of a thing. And then when it's
like tarantulas then or something, are they?
Oh yeah,
The
sort
size
of
tarantulas.
They remind me a little bit of like a weird cross between like a spider and like a skitterling from Defiance. A thing like weird Martian-y bug things, but it was almost like like Indiana Jones. Sort of, well, why do they have to be spiders? Or snakes and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was a great game. It looks like it's got plenty of atmosphere. I found the movement and everything using the aim controller and that cool. You can sort of run along and shoot things like fairly easily and everything. And I imagine the game's going to get pretty good as it goes on. But I just need to obviously get past that sort of aspect of it, to be honest.
The phobia.
Yeah. So it's obviously doing a good thing in some way. You'd probably do that in a demo thing, and I'd be like, "Oh, good, it works." But I remember having to get one of my mates to get me past one of the levels in what was it, Until Dawn Rush of Blood, where you was
Why, they got spider
being
stuff in there?
pursued by it was a massive giant tarantula, mate,
Oh.
and smaller ones literally crawling up your legs.
Oh, damn.
And yeah, that was fun. I should have just been lucky actually, because when I was playing that far point, one of my mates was like, "If I'd have known you was going to react like that, I'd have been filming you, you tit." He said that.
Yeah, that could have gone viral pretty easy.
YouTube, yeah, yeah. So yeah, that's all good. I will briefly say as well, I did tinker around with the whole VR YouTube thing, because you can actually there's like a YouTube version that you can access using your VR headset, and sort of checked out a lot of the sort of like these 360 videos, you know, where people will go to a location, hold up one of these like ball orbs sort of a thing, and they take a picture from 360, and you can go into it and look around and things. I mean, they're all right. They're sort of like fine enough, but there were a few other ones, but I did actually get slightly motion sick with those. I'm not entirely too sure why. And then you sort of think to yourself, like, yeah, must be quite an ordeal for a game designer to actually make a game which doesn't give people that motion sickness and get the perfect response on like your head tracking and movement and everything like that with it.
Just filming something with a 3D camera randomly can't possibly like keep you from getting sick, as much as people are trying to keep you from doing that in the games.
But yeah, while I was actually on this YouTube thing, one of my mates who was around at the time, he was like, "Oh, have you seen like the Saturn's Bars Gorillas video?" I was like, "No." I was like, "That's the new song, isn't it? Or the more recent one?" And he said, "Yeah, the one where they go to the house, like the haunted house thing." And I was like, "All right, no." And he said, that video is completely in VR. So if you've got like a Samsung Gear or even like a mobile phone with like the old 360 movement control or any of the sort of like virtual headsets, you can literally go and watch a VR version of that music video, and it's amazing.
Wow.
That's neat.
That's pretty cool. So I have a question about the PlayStation VR, because I went to Dudley Dubs' house last weekend, and
cool.
He's got the PSVR with the PS Pro, because apparently the Pro makes the VR better. So I was like, so I had a go on it. And the first thing I do want to say is I didn't take my glasses with me because I'm an idiot and I wear glasses for looking at screens. Is it normal? Is it a little bit blurry for you, or is that just me because I didn't have the glasses?
It's not crystal clear. I don't think we're at that point with any of the headsets for that yet. So you're not going to get like any.
I didn't think it would be. I didn't think it was. I didn't think it was just my eyes. I was thinking to myself, this looks good, but it's not like looking at a HD TV or a 4K.
Oh no.
It's
not going to be
a
as
little
good.
bit blurry. But I have to say, the first game I went on was Star Wars. I went on to Battlefront onto the VR experience.
Oh yeah,
flying the TIE fighter around. When I first got it, when that first loaded up, I started to feel motion sick straight away. But then it took, after about 5 minutes, I got used to it because I was just totally immersed. I had the 7.1 headphones on at his house as well. I was looking around the cockpit and I was like, fucking hell, this is awesome. And flying around, it was just like, the thing I loved about the VR was it just totally immersed you into the game. I just I loved it. I mean, even though it was a little bit blurry for me, I was absorbed into the game. It was absolutely brilliant. So that was a really cool experience. But what I did want to talk about is I also played this like London Heist mini game thing.
Yes.
So that really impressed me actually, because you hold the PlayStation controller like a gun. So I was holding it like a gun. And what I was amazed at was just how the camera tracks everything that you're doing. So I was moving the controller around in front of me, and it was moving the gun in exactly the same way as I was moving the controller around in the real world. So I could aim pretty much perfectly in the game.
It's cool, isn't it? Where you just like, you feel like you're actually really aiming with a real weapon and actually being a badass.
Yeah, and I came away from that experience, because it was a pretty intense experience, just saying to him, "Wow, that is what's really impressed me is just the head tracking and the tracking of the controllers. It's just so well done. It really, really is."
Now
So,
all we need is for them to team up with the lot behind Connect, and then get the head and full body motion tracking, and that'll be the ultimate, I think.
yeah,
Because then you wouldn't even need controllers of any sort, because it'd be tracking your body.
But you'd need the space, though, wouldn't you? You need a big
Yeah.
space for
Yeah, then you'd be walking around blind, smashing stuff in your house.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. I think the Getaways actually, that London Heist is the same team that made the Getaway on the PS2 and stuff.
Wow, that was
back
a
in
cool
the
game.
day.
The thing that I do worry about with VR is I still do think that it's a bit of a fad at the moment. Still, I mean, obviously it's still very expensive, but I just don't. The games still aren't there really. I mean,
Yeah.
Elite Dangerous in VR would be fucking amazing. Don't get me wrong. I think that like a game like that would be awesome. But like for someone like me, it's not really feasible to have a VR headset on with headphones when I've got like my missus I want to chat to while I'm gaming and stuff. It's just that for me is stopping me from going VR.
Yeah.
The isolation.
Yeah, because I
Yeah,
just
that
feel like
I
I'm
don't think-
neglecting the people in my house.
And you
I'll
have
be
to be
getting
very
game
trustful of the
developers are making
people that are
stuff.
in your house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Many game developers aren't going to make stuff for VR because, like I said, so many people are going to buy it, and then there's only so many games for it. But they want to make games that are actually going to sell, which are going to be the games that people are just going to be playing on their consoles or on their PCs and stuff like that. It takes so much money and resources to make something specifically for VR. That's why I think like Resident Evil 7 was the smartest thing to do. Like, oh, here's a game you can do it either way, and it worked really well for both.
Oh, that is one game I would not play in VR. I'm telling you now.
It's awesome. It's awesome in VR. I must admit.
Yeah.
Not in that beginning bit where you're being hunted down. Fuck that. I'll shit my pants. Sorry, Switch. So what else you been playing, dude?
The other game that I'll briefly mention is Prey.
Oh yes. How is it?
Okay.
Oh, is it just okay?
Well, it is a good game. Don't get me wrong. It just hasn't sucked me in as much as I thought it would.
Okay.
To be honest, I mean, I played the demo and it like I think Slice was on the episode before, wasn't he, talking about it briefly? And it's got that very BioShock System Shock sort of type of feel to it, sort of set in space and all the rest of it and everything. But I've just sort of become a bit tired of the enemies, if that makes any sense.
Yeah,
It's
I know
like
what you're saying.
there's only a certain amount of times you can get jumped by mimics and stuff until you're just like, I'll just fuck off, sort of a thing.
Yeah,
and
fair.
you almost have to sort of
It just so happens to
auto
be
save
spidery
all the
enemies again.
Well, they are, but they're sort of like weird and sort of like made out of, I don't know, like vaporish electricity or something. They're
Yeah.
just weird, aren't they?
I mean, they are pretty cool. I only played the demo for this. I do actually have the game on Steam because I Steam share with Sly. So
Oh, cool. It's
I
like I
can
say,
play it,
it's
but-
worth playing. It's worth playing.
there's just too many games on the go for me at the moment. But what I'll say is the demo when I played it didn't leave a very good impression for me. It didn't feel that great. It
Yeah,
didn't
the
suck
full
me in at
game-
all. Yeah.
Yeah, the full game is better than the demo I played for sure. But I've played it for about sort of 7 or 8 hours, but that's probably only about an hour and a half to 2 hours for a normal person. But I'm always very methodical about everything. It's like, oh, I'm almost full on stuff again. Let me run back to the recycler and chuck everything in there. So I'm constantly going back and forth, taking
The
resources.
thing is,
and...
Darren, you have too many games on the go as well. So I
Especially
think
with 2 MMOs.
you got 2 MMOs on the go, which I think you're fucking nuts for doing that in the first place anyway. And you're like me. I mean, I play Final Fantasy 14. That's my MMO, and then I have about fucking 10 games on the go. It's trying to dwindle it down to playing a couple, and I think with Prey, if you just concentrated on that and just that, you probably have a really good experience with it. But I think that the problem at the moment is, which is very strange for this time of year, there's just been a lot of really good releases, And I think
Oh, it's been massive.
Price come out at
Mm.
a funny time because there's so many good games out at the moment that I think a lot of people have kind of passed it by or are waiting for it to drop in price.
Yeah, it was the same, similar thing with Dishonored last year. I know a lot of people that liked it, but it was one of those titles that was sort of like half price, like a couple of months
Yeah.
after it came out,
It's
or
like right in the
whatever.
middle of like Call of Duty and Battlefield and Titanfall, all that shit coming out.
So
Yeah, I will
Simon
say,
in
like,
the I'm just gonna say that Simon in the chat has said that he's finding it really difficult. I think I've spoken to a few people about this. I think some people are struggling on Prey on easy.
I'm playing it on easy, to be honest.
Okay.
Generally, I'll play quite a few things on easy just from the fact of, like you said, I've got too much to play, and you'll get certain people that will be like, oh, if I get stuck in a section, I'll just keep on at it until I break through it, like a Dark Souls, and then I'll carry on. Whereas I'll just be like, right, you're on the fucking pile of shame, on to the next game. But yeah, I end up auto saving a hell of a lot of the time, and because you can like go down in like 3 or 4 hits, to be honest, especially if like your suit damage, like your suit gets damaged too much, because the suit repair kits themselves are probably the gold dust in the game that I've hardly come across. But if you sort of like do a quick save or whatever before you go into any room, if things go a bit tits up in the combat, you can just reload the quick save. To be honest, that's roughly what I have been doing to get through it. So maybe that's sort of like slowed down a lot of my progress to a certain degree. But I will go back to it. I do enjoy it. It just hasn't got its hooks into me as much as I thought it would do.
Has the
If that
story
makes
been
any
any
sense.
good so far? Like, I looked at
It's
this when they revealed
decent
it, and I
enough.
was like, yeah, psychological thriller, but so far I haven't heard
Yeah,
many people talk about it.
I mean, I can't really talk too much about the story. If you've played the demo, you'll get to a bit. You'll watch a video, and then there's like a missing section to that video, and I've now seen that missing section, and I know what I'm supposed to do for the rest of the game, or basically. It seems decent enough. Obviously, there's going to be quite a few people I meet on my journey to complete what it is I'm sort of supposed to be doing that might sway my decision. Because I've heard there's multiple endings to this game as well, and
Right.
a few other sort of bits and bobs to it.
Fair.
Yeah. One other game I want to briefly talk about as well, which is pretty cool. I I didn't buy Injustice 2, although I really, really wanted to this week, because it does look really good. But next week you've got Guilty Gear Revelator 2 coming out, and I've
Nice.
had that on pre-order, and the following week's Tekken 7. So I
Oh,
was
yeah.
like, yeah, so I'm like, do I really need Injustice on top of those two as well, basically? But yeah, this week, if you've got PS Plus, you can download the demo version for Guilty Gear Xrd Revelator 2. And the demo is literally accessible until the release date of the game. So whether that means it'll be Friday for us and like Tuesday for America, I'm not too sure. But it obviously only gives you sort of like versus computer and things like that and training. It hasn't got the story mode or like the story against computer type of things in it. But it gives you access to every single character,
Oh, cool.
which
Oh,
is
that's
That's
pretty
surprising
pretty
for a
cool.
fighting
pretty
Yeah.
good.
game.
Most demos, it's like, right, here's 4 of the 20 plus characters you can choose from and 2 stages. Knock yourself out. Whereas on this, it's like, here's every stage, every character. Like, have a muck about with it, see what you think. So if you've got PS Plus and you like your 2D fighters, like, I will say Guilty Gear is probably one of the better looking 2D fighters, just because it's like Arc System Works and their like 2D pixel art stuff is brilliant. And what they've done with like the Xrd series ever since Sign is they're modelled in 3D, but they put like a 2D overlay on it. You've seen it, Webby, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I've got one of them on. I think I've got just the original one on the PlayStation
Yeah.
4. It's absolutely stunning, the visuals on
Yeah,
that.
they're like when the characters walk out, it's almost like a 3D cartoon, isn't it?
Yeah.
Sort of a thing, like the intros and stuff. So it's like a very, very sort of stylized game.
It's fucking awesome.
But yeah, a bit of peach bleach splash as well. I'll just throw that in there. Briefly.
Cool.
But yeah, that's basically
Got
it.
it? Okay, next is Kyle.
All right, I got just 4 games particularly wanted to talk about. The first one you kind of mentioned before, which was Mass Effect Andromeda. I've been playing a lot of it, just trying my best to get through it, but I really think that they probably shouldn't have put this game out in general. Like, I don't know how far anyone is into it. I don't want to spoil anything, but it seems like so much of a repeat of the trilogy. Like, they're literally trying to recapture everything that happened in the first 3 games instead of trying to actually do something new. When they first announced the thing, I was incredibly excited for it, thinking, oh, it's going to go to a different galaxy, going to do all this different stuff. Like, it's not going to be the same, not going to be the same characters. But they still got, like, your party is a crew of these, like, multi-species people that are all the same as the first 3, except they're just, like, trying to shoehorn in all these different story beats, like within the first mission or whatever, you sit down and you start fighting these enemies, right? But it just so happens that you go to this other universe, sit down, and you're getting attacked by these bipedal aliens that also happen to have guns and know how to do strategy and get behind cover, It's not at all what I expected, as much as I thought it was going to be. Like, oh, it's just completely different aliens, and like you're discovering all these different things about. I don't know. So far, it's really taken the wind out of my sails for Mass Effect. I keep trying to push beyond, and every time I get to another story beat, it's like, that doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. The dialogue seems a little clunky. Every time I try to do a side mission, I'm just like, nah, I don't really give a shit. As much as the first 3 just completely drew me in, and it was some of my favorite games of all time. I don't know how you guys feel about the original Mass Effect trilogy.
Yeah, like, I really enjoyed the original Mass Effect games, and they were it's one of my favourite franchises. And
Right.
and it's really strange for me as well, because when Mass Effect, because usually a Mass Effect game comes out, and I will just solidly play that game and that game alone.
Right.
But Mass
Something you
Effect
wanna binge.
Andromeda, I played it for about 6-7 hours, and I was just like, oh, I'll play someone else now. I'll never do that in a Mass Effect game. It's just not. I don't know what it is. It's just not sucking me in like the old ones. Like, what you say about the side missions, I totally agree with, because you got all these side missions still on the planets, and I'm just like, I don't give a fuck about doing these side missions. They just don't. They don't mean a thing. Whereas in the old Mass Effect games, like, the side missions kind of amounted to something, or they were for your companions, and they gave you really good dialogues and stuff, like you felt like other stories.
Yeah.
Like, even basics in this game, like, this is a space game, you're exploring different planets. I don't really feel like I'm traveling the galaxy in this game. It's
No,
literally,
not at
I
all.
feel
I
like
felt more
I'm going
like I was
into a ship.
exploring in the first games.
I feel like I'm just fast traveling from one location to another, and to be honest, the planets just feel really crap. That's
Yeah,
just the
so
word I
far
can.
they're
That's just the
very
first one that comes
bland.
to mind.
Is it a
Crap.
tired format then? Do you think? Do you think just bored of the game? Do you think it's run its course?
I don't
Well, I,
think
Just
I
leave
definitely
it now.
think so. Like, the old
Yeah.
BioWare team that had originally worked on the trilogy, made something that was completely new and different, and
Yeah.
everyone was like, "Oh wow, this is incredible!" And the story, like from the very first beat of the first one to the last scene of the last one, whether you liked it or not, it was different, and it did a very good job at telling you a story that you had not been told before. Granted, it's still sci-fi and it's still like basically Star Trek or whatever, but this game is like, oh, let's just do all that again. But it's a different BioWare team. I think it's like BioWare Montreal or something like that. I felt like the game obviously it got pushed out before the end of their fiscal year or whatever, so they could like get whatever they needed to get out of it.
Yeah.
I feel like they just played too much on the fans' hype of Mass Effect.
Well, they did that with Fallout as well, didn't they? And people just had that same sort of
I'd
feeling.
say pretty much the same about
Fallout
that,
4 was
Yeah.
hugely successful, though, still, regardless of whether people loved or hated that game. I'm on the latter camp.
Yeah, there's
it still
definitely
did
more
really,
defenders
really
of
well.
it than there
4,
are
yeah.
this.
What's the latest one though? That's not the latest one, is it? 4?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's 4.
Oh, is it? Yeah, I
Yeah, it
mean, I
came out a
finished
couple
one of
years
them. I can't
ago.
remember which one it is now, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I've heard on this podcast, a lot of people didn't like Fallout. I got bored of it, but
Yep.
I don't know.
I did,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's the voice acting that killed me in that. Kind of the same with Mass Effect Andromeda. Like definitely the facial animations. Like your character for no particular reason, like while you're in a party, just says shit, and I'm like, I would have never said that. Don't say that.
Mm.
Like, yeah, that guy didn't like me because I just shot him right in the head. I'm like, don't say that, please.
Well,
I'm trying.
Stunty didn't like the characters, did he? He thought they didn't
No.
look that realistic compared to the other games.
Well, they don't look as realistic. Like the
No.
humans seem like really shiny for. Like seems like the aliens are like he was saying the Krogan, like the mouth movements in it are so well animated, but for some reason they can't get the humans to look proper, which is so strange because they're using the same engine and everything as Dragon Age Inquisition, and Dragon Age Inquisition was beautiful, and that whole game was great. Like I love that. I can't wait for them to make another Dragon
To
Age.
me, when I look at pictures of Dragon Age 2 Mass Effect, bearing in mind I haven't played Mass Effect, Dragon Age looked like they got the shadows and the shading right,
Yeah,
whereas Mass Effect has a more cartoony-ish look to it, if that makes
true.
any sense.
yeah, it does seem to have almost like a cell shady kind of look. Like even like. I think it's impossible to make a good looking character. I mean, granted, it was impossible to make a good looking character in the first three, but man, it's even 10 times worse than this one. Like, why even bother making character creation if you're gonna make everyone look derpy as hell? But
Well, if what we heard, was it this week or last week, is true, we won't be seeing another Mass Effect for a while.
yeah, that's true. They put the Mass Effect franchise on ice, saying that they weren't gonna bother with it. I don't even think it's gonna come back. I don't think it should. I think it should work on Jade Empire myself, but that's
Jade
my
Empire.
opinion.
Wow.
Wow,
That's a cool
that's going
game.
back the original
Yeah.
Xbox. That.
Yeah, that was good.
I want another one.
I forgot all about that. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a
But-
bit like Knights of the Old Republic, the way that
Yeah.
mechanic worked, wasn't it? Yeah.
Mm.
Pretty cool with all the martial arts and stuff.
Yeah, that was an awesome game.
Yeah.
Keep thinking about buying it on the PC, and then I look at it, I'm like, it hasn't aged that great, so maybe not.
No.
But that's about it. I just am having a hard time going back to that game. So, but the next game I've been playing, I noticed I pulled out my PlayStation Vita, and I was looking at the store trying to see if I had any games, and it turned out Salt and Sanctuary had been ported to the Vita, so I started playing that.
Finally.
Yeah,
Nice.
and it's fantastic on the PlayStation Vita. Like when I played it on the PS4, I mean, it's still a good game. Like I said, it's a 2D Dark Souls game, like very much so. Except like instead of collecting souls, you're collecting salt. You level up at these different sanctuaries and this and that. But
You're traversing the internet, like the bad comment sections.
what?
Oh, sorry, sorry, it was a salt joke. I do apologise.
Gotcha. Oh, I got some salt later, but it's really intriguing. The story isn't super intriguing as much as like the Dark Souls series, and I feel like the human characters are kind of like weird looking. They almost look like a mix between like Japanese anime and like weird Western like cartoons. Like their eyes are far apart and kind of weird, but luckily you can kind of like cover them up in armor and continue about, not worry about that as much. But the bosses are really neatly designed. Like it's very much like a Metroid or a Castlevania, where you're going through these different areas, have to unlock, find new keys to get to other areas. The music's not super present as much as I would like it to be, but just playing it on the Vita in general makes it so much better. Like every time I'm thinking about, like usually if someone else is working on some music in the studio or something like that, and I'll just sit back and pop open my Vita and be like, oh, here we go, and just start going around there. Like it's definitely got a set of challenges. I just got to like a very heavy difficulty spike that I'm having a lot of trouble getting through. And the first time I went through it, I also tried using like magic and started off as a mage character, which is usually always not a smart idea with any Dark Souls series. And I went back through it with just a sword and shield, and it made it a billion times easier. So if you were like intimidated by its difficulty whatsoever in the beginning, just go as a sword and shield, and you'll be able to steamroll through majority of it.
So, sorry, what's this game, dude? I'm just trying to look for it on the thing.
It's called Salt and Sanctuary.
Salt and Sanctuary.
Yeah, it's
Sounds
got a pretty cool
cool.
art style. Yeah, it's I've played it myself very briefly, but it was too hard for me.
Is it?
But, yeah, it is. I
Yeah.
mean, if you dedicate yourself to it, like Dark Souls games, obviously you can get through the hurdles of the challenges, but
Yeah.
I
The
couldn't
biggest
be
difference
arsed.
between it and Dark Souls is its level of platforming, because it has a ton of platforming. Just because it's a 2D, obviously you kind of have to.
Yeah,
And majority of the deaths that I have are from bullshit jumps that I didn't make quite right, which is
Yeah.
sometimes more frustrating.
It's weird, isn't it? Because like whenever I think of games like that, I get taken back to obviously the like Super Castlevania 4s and like your Metroidvanias and stuff.
Mm.
Yeah.
And even though they're sort of 2D platformers to a certain degree, they don't have that bullshitty jump down holes death mechanic crap in them,
Yeah.
do they? Like those games. Like not all of those games should have that in it, because that does
No.
piss me off quite a bit. I
Jump
mean,
down, hold death mechanic. What do you mean?
well, like Mario, so like your Mario games, you're jumping over moving platforms. One of the platforms decides to go a wrong direction. You fall off, you die, and
Oh, I
go back
see.
and start the
Right.
level type
Yeah.
of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm
well,
not
that's
a fan of that.
frustrating.
Yeah,
No.
Yeah.
like
That's
not all
frustrating
2D
alone.
games
And then
should have those. Yeah.
you add the whole, oh, I lost all my souls, or I lost all my salt, whatever you want to say. And
Yeah.
Oh,
especially due to one of those, and it's like, oh, great. So, especially after beating a boss, that's the worst thing, because you get, a very large amount of basically level up currency, and it's like, all right, I gotta make it back to one of these sanctuaries, which are really hard to find for some reason.
Mm.
Like, I don't know if
wow.
it's just me having trouble navigating a 2D world as compared to a 3D one, but it is a lot more difficult trying to figure out where you are in that game.
You don't get a map or anything then?
No, unfortunately, you
No.
don't. Unless there is one. Who knows? Like, these games, every now and again, they'll be like, "Oh, here's an item you have to find,"
Yeah.
but it's
Well,
a really cool
Metroid,
game.
you always got a map in Metroid, didn't you? But you found yourself backtracking. That was part of it. Part
Yeah,
of the game.
yeah,
There was a lot of backtracking. You get an item, it unlock another area. Is
I
that
used
the
to
same
love
in
that.
this? Yeah.
yeah. There's a lot of like going back. There's not a whole
Yeah.
lot of like secret areas that you can't access unless you have a certain tool. As much as it is,
Mm.
you'll find an area that you shouldn't be going to yet because you don't have a
Mm.
certain key.
But
But
you
it's
can get
always
there.
kind of moving forward.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah. That sounds pretty cool. It's $14.99. Let's have a look at
Yeah.
that now. It's pretty cool.
It's pretty worth it if you're into the Dark Souls series or anything like that. It's
Yeah.
definitely entertaining.
Mm.
And well, yeah, I'm stuck on that at the moment. So, but the next game that I want to talk about that I haven't actually seen anyone on this community talk about is For Honor. Which
Oh yeah, because none of us have played it.
It's great. I can't believe it. No one's playing this game.
They released new DLC for it, didn't they, recently?
What's
Well, they did.
so good about it?
Well, kind of playing off of the Dark Souls thing is basically PvP Dark Souls the entire time. But you start off 4 versus 4. It's pretty much all PvP. There is a story mode, which is surprisingly actually pretty good if you're interested in it. But the main portion of the game is the multiplayer. At the start of the game, you make yourself like a little emblem, this and that, and you choose which faction you want to fight for. You can fight for the Vikings, you can fight for the samurai, or you can fight for the knights. But you can choose any of the heroes you want. So you can be someone who's fighting for the Vikings, but you're actually playing as a samurai or a knight or whatever you want to do. Which at first, when I bought the game, I was worried that it was going to be section off and you had to play with like your faction, but you get some pretty awesome like combinations of different characters. And it has a very cool, like, almost fighting game mechanic. There is some like long range fighting and combat that you can do. Like you have some throwing axes or some throwing stars or whichever your hero happens to have. But that's something you have to unlock throughout the game as you're playing it, or if you get a certain amount of kills. This game has caused me so much adrenaline and so much rage.
Good old PvP.
I haven't been a grown man and thrown a controller until this game. And I also broke my PlayStation 4 Gold headset, which was great.
Wow.
Oh no.
But
Was you
I did
ganged up on
repair
by
it.
more than one person then?
Huh?
I said, was you ganged up on by more than one person then when you was in a one-on-one with someone else?
Yeah, I mean multiple times that happens. Luckily, if you get ganged up on by multiple people, if you have spec your character correctly, you can actually get a revenge meter. So like if people are beating up on you, then you can press a button and you'll have like double health and you can start wailing on them, which is such a satisfying feeling when you just knock people back and just start going to town on them and start winning points back. Like this game swings back and forth more than any other multiplayer game I've played, where you'll be like down and it's like you have to get a certain amount of points in this one specific game mode called Domination, where you have to capture certain points, and once you get a certain amount of points, then you have to kill all of your opponents, all 4 player characters, and once they're dead, you win. And I've had people, we've been on the elimination round where people were getting ready to kill us. We ran around to all the bases, captured them, managed to fend it off, brought it all the way back to where they got eliminated and executed each one of them and got a victory. So fantastic.
Yeah, it looks
I
quite
understand, like,
cool. I mean, I've only known one other person pick this up on my friends list on the Xbox, and that's Berg.
yeah.
And he
Yeah, I
really
keep
likes
coming
it,
back to
but it's just not really my type of game, to be honest.
Yeah, that's totally fair. It's definitely got like a, like, if, it's so much so Dark Souls PvP that like if that kind of stuff like would like intimidate you or like frustrate you as much as it does me, then I could see you like not wanting to get into something like this. But I love the historical realism they have. Like there's all kinds of armor and stuff that you can equip your different characters with, different weapons and this and that. The taunts are probably the most funniest shit I've ever seen. Like people spamming the taunt button and basically humping the air in front of your dead body. It's pretty fantastic.
Loads
And
of honor.
yeah. Yeah. The For Honor subreddit in general is probably some of the funniest salt I've ever seen. But it's a great game.
What were the new
And
2 classes that they added to it?
the 2 classes are the Shinobi, which is basically a ninja class for the samurai, and the other one is the Centurion, or I can't pronounce it properly, but it's basically a Roman soldier, which is pretty great because his taunt is where he puts the thumb up and then points down.
Oh,
Which I
right,
think is fantastic, like classic gladiator
What faction
style.
would they fit into then? Because they're not
That's
really
something I
knights.
don't know because I
Yeah,
haven't
and they're
gotten the
not
season
Vikings,
pass.
obviously.
Yeah, I didn't buy the season pass, so I was just actually going to buy him like separately when I got the opportunity. And I think that comes out Tuesday. But I don't know if it's just going to be splintered off, like because Shinobi would clearly be under the Samurai, but it might actually just be like somewhere off of the menu somewhere. Yeah, I don't know. There's a quite a few different like warriors that I'm actually kind of excited. Hopefully that they get around to. Like they still got like Spartans and stuff. That I think would be neat, but
they should put some fucking Celts in there, mate. Proper lunatics.
Oh yeah,
Berserkers.
awesome. Oh, they actually have berserkers.
Oh really?
Well, the Viking berserker, yeah.
Yeah, they're the nutty ones.
Yeah, that's actually the one I usually main as.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah.
You usually end up killing people on your side as well.
That's true. Yeah. You can actually do friendly fire too, and it gets so frustrating when you're trying to fight somebody and one of your allies is stabbing you in the back. You're like, could you just fuck off? But it's a good game. I'm glad I buy it, and I always keep going back to it. If anyone else in the community wants to hop on, we still got the Metal Gamers community that play it fairly frequently. And that's all I got to say about that. Good game. Cool. And the last one that I want to talk about that I want to talk to anyone about is Nier Automata.
Yes.
Everyone needs to play this game for one, because it's amazing as far as gameplay, graphics, frame rate is probably the best, which is the weirdest thing to say, but I usually never notice frame rate in video games, but this one has beautiful frame rate. I've played all through the 3 playthroughs,
Wow.
and which I would not call them 3 playthroughs. I do not think that's actually fair to this game, because each playthrough is just a continuation of the same story, and mostly like they just play the credits just to trick you to think that you're done, but you're not. This game has 27 endings, I believe.
That's ridiculous.
One ending for every letter of the alphabet, but there's only like 4 main endings, so no need to get too hung up on that. But have you beaten all 3 playthroughs, Webby?
No, I have only done the 1 playthrough, and I have started a 2nd playthrough. I'm not going to give away any spoilers because I don't want people to know what happens in the
Right.
2nd playthrough, because it's quite cool. At the moment though, I am preferring the 1st playthrough. That's all I'm going to say.
That's fair, and that's understandable
Yeah.
because the 2nd playthrough is basically the 1st playthrough. You play through up to a certain part in the story as one character,
Yeah.
and you are given the story in a very specific way, that this is how it's all laid out and this is how things are, right? So you go from the beginning, you go to the end, just like a classic video game, except obviously it's got some pretty decent storytelling in the 1st playthrough.
Yeah.
It's got great combat, great like mini games and whatever you want to call them, and the way that it flows from beginning to end, it's awesome. And the 2nd playthrough, you actually play from someone else's perspective.
But to be honest, the beginning of the 2nd playthrough is fucking awesome.
Yes.
That 1st section is awesome, and then but then it just gets a bit like, oh.
True, but
because I'm used to using certain moves and stuff. That's just my thing.
Yeah,
And
that's understandable.
yeah.
But I feel like they basically give you a tool to get through the 2nd playthrough with this character to be able to
Yes.
get through it a little quicker.
Mhm.
Like, even though it kind of wears out its welcome pretty quick, but it does help to get through the 2nd playthrough quicker, and it completely retells. You're playing through the same playthrough, like, so you're playing through the same character, or playing through, going through the same bosses, the same levels, except it's a completely different perspective, which literally gives you a completely different way of seeing the story the way it is.
Yeah.
Which, put together, was completely mind-blowing, especially once you get to the end. It reveals, some crazy fucking shit that you're like, what the fuck? And once you get around to doing the 3rd playthrough, it actually continues beyond the 1st and 2nd playthrough. So it's as if you were to carry on after the credits rolled and everything. There's an entire other game there.
Right.
And
You have to do it in order, though, do you? You can't choose which way. You have to do it in order.
Yeah, you have to do it all in order. You have to do the 1st and 2nd playthrough before you can get to the 3rd. But
right.
And it seems like it's like explaining to someone that it's a separate playthrough definitely makes it seem standoffish, but it's completely worth it and absolutely builds on the storytelling. Like, this is one of the best stories I've played in a game in so many years that I was completely taken aback by.
Yeah.
The 3rd playthrough.
It's definitely a bit of a surprise, because you think to yourself, oh, it's a hack and slash game, it's going to be fun, but that initial thinking just doesn't prepare you for how brilliant the story is. It is really, really good. Yeah, I have to agree.
You also have to give them plaudits for the fact of actually going back and giving us extra content in a game after you finish it. It used to happen in games all the time back in the day. You'd be like, oh, complete this in, like a secret mode that you never even knew was in the game. Whereas more and more games these days would have just like, oh, there's your first playthrough, buy the fucking season pass if you want to make it really happen. Sort of a thing.
That's true.
Yeah. It sounds awesome. I've got to pick this up, guys.
Oh,
it
you
really does.
You really do. Like, it's a continuation. Like, obviously you don't have to play the other games, but I realized that this was a continuation from the Drakengard series and obviously the first Nier, which I tried to go out and pick up, and they're completely fresh out everywhere.
They're apparently doing a second run of them, I think, via the Square Enix store. I think they were planning on doing another run of the PS3 physical copies.
Well, that's good because I looked it up on eBay and it's $50. I'm like, I'm not paying $50 for
Wow.
however old PS3 game. But
I was
I
lucky
actually
enough to
started.
pick mine up for about £7 on the PS3 in Tesco's like years ago.
Yeah.
That's a deal because they're going up in price, so you might as well hold on
I've
to it.
still got my original copy.
Nice.
Yeah, it's just it was just a
And
great game that was vastly underappreciated at the time. And I remember coming on the podcast and talking about this game, and everyone apart from Dan was like, "It sounds well shit." So,
Yeah, it's actually ironic because I was listening to the podcast and you guys kept going off about it, and I kept telling my wife about it because her favorite game of all time is Drakengard. I'm like, apparently I thought it's Drakengard, and she's like, "What the fuck? We got to go grab it right now!" And so we ran out and got it, and we actually co-opted the game. She played as 2B, I played as 9S, and the third playthrough, spoilers, not really spoilers, you swap between the two. And so anytime it was swap, we would trade. And
That's
we
cool.
actually got to experience the whole game together, and like, we've been geeking out about it ever since, trying to go find the first one. But
And the other
fantastic game.
The soundtracks as well. I know I mention it all the time. The fact that it's the same composer that does the music for Tekken.
Oh
is
wow,
just
really?
Absolutely insane, yeah. And it is so different, isn't it? Such a different style.
It's huge different. I actually considered going out and buying the soundtrack because it's that good. And I don't own any video game soundtracks or anything like that.
I picked up the original
well
soundtrack and the remix soundtrack when I was in Japan, actually, like a couple of years ago.
Oh, that's awesome. But if you haven't played it, I recommend you go out and get it because standing alone, all on its own, it's a fantastic fucking game and it's totally worth it, however much money they want to charge you.
And strangely enough, that brings me to another little bit of news. Obviously, there was news that came out this week about Hitman being dropped by Square Enix.
oh wow!
As a franchise, they basically going to try and sell off IO Interactive. And although, like the last Hitman, the one that was episodic, was like received really well by pretty much most people that played it, Nier Automata has sold more copies.
Oh wow!
Than Hitman. And for a sort of niche Japanese game to sort of sell more than an established Western franchise is quite telling. I mean, I sort of avoided Hitman myself because I'm not a huge fan of like downloadable episodic games. I'd much rather just get it out of the gate. I mean, it was clever the way they delivered Hitman, the last one, where you could do all these different things in the different areas and such, and it just wasn't really the Hitman I was actually after myself. But yeah, apparently they're selling off like IO Interactive and someone else.
Yeah, I think it had something to do with they were spending money on the first season of Hitman, and they haven't yet made, or they're still currently working on the second season. Is that correct, or am I
think so, yeah.
And they haven't made any money on the second season yet. So technically they have gone way over on their budget for something that they haven't been able to sell yet, which I think is really unfair, but that's business, I guess.
Well, this is still the same Square Enix that were unhappy with
Tomb Raider,
Rise of the Tomb Raider selling 3.5 million copies in its opening week, which a lot of games would kill for. Like, to be honest, I mean, everyone's like saying like what a good sales success Nier Automata is, and it's like only shifted over 1 million odd copies.
Yeah, I guess just given possibly the budget and expecting what they were actually going to get in return out of it, it was much more of a wild success to them. I don't know. I'm glad they're considering it that though, because I really want to see more games out of this company and whoever that dude is that writes these games. The moon face man. I can't remember.
Yeah, Yoko Taro.
Yeah. I'm actually going back and playing. I started last night playing Drakengard 1 on the PlayStation 2, which surprisingly really cool.
Nice.
So I want to go back through and like see all the connections between all of his different games and stuff because it seems very interesting.
I'm sure they're very, very subtle. It's like I haven't come across it, but I did see in the trophies like Emil's name appearing in the trophies, and there is someone in one of the first camps wearing like the old mask.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's in there a lot more than you would imagine, actually. But yeah, that's
This
pretty
is
much.
a wacky game, and it's
But yeah,
amazing.
from what I can gather, for anyone who's slightly interested, is Drakengard sets into motion the events from the original Nier, and then Nier Automata takes place years after the original Nier.
Yep, that's pretty much it. And actually, Drakengard 3, which is a terrible fucking game, I'm probably not going to play that, happens
I've got
before
that.
all of it. Huh?
I've got that. I've got an American copy because they wouldn't do a physical copy in Europe.
Yeah, have you played it?
And I think I stuck it on briefly, but I haven't like really sat down and played it. I've got the soundtrack for that as well, actually.
Yeah, it's pretty gross game. That's all I'll say.
Gross in like horrific or just like depressing and sad?
Actually, it's just incredibly sexualized, and I don't know why. Like, for no particular reason at all. Like, the game is just super, super hyper sexualized, and it doesn't make any sense within the continuity of the game or any of the rest of them.
From the way I gathered from the early trailers, it was about a woman who was basically off to kill her sisters.
Yeah. Yeah, well, the story is very random in a way. Mostly, like, they're... You know what? I'm not going to get into this.
Yeah,
That's fair. Cool.
It's a lot of shit.
Okay, is that all the games that you're done with? Or
Yep, that's
okay.
it.
Cool. Alex, did you want to mention anything else? You've been quiet for a little while.
I have, mate. Yeah, well, I'm just taking it all in. There's so much cool games that I can now look forward to playing.
There's a lot of good stuff out right now.
Yeah, no,
That's
I'm
the
taking
thing.
it all in, guys.
Now you own like if you own like the 3 platforms, whenever a game comes out, it's like I'm set.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm just it looks awesome. Just been flicking through it now as you've been chatting. Looks fantastic, mate. It really does. I haven't been playing that much, guys. I mean, now I've got this PS4. Hopefully, make up with a bit more in the future podcasts. But I will just say, and this is probably the last time I mentioned Zelda, because I have rinsed that game now. Nearly 200 hours,
Wow.
which is pretty incredible.
For a Zelda, that's huge.
Yeah, and I've only completed, 25% of it?
What?
Nice.
Yeah.
You'll sound like me, mate, on those sort of games. Just take your time.
I know. It's probably because I haven't had anything else to play in modern gaming terms. You know what I mean? You've got so much choice, you lot, where I haven't had that. So I've been kind of forced to not forced to, because I've enjoyed it, but, I've just enjoyed exploring the world, and I've still got another 20 odd shrines to find, which I will go back to and complete. But I've finished the main story. I've done that twice. And Ganon was a little bit of a disappointment. He was a little bit too easy, I thought. But, there's still other sort of demigods in the world that, like the Lionels, are rock hard, even now, with all the equipment. All the Lionel Richies. They're sort of like centaurs, and they're placed in different regions, and they're all like in the ice region, the fire region. And they are fucking rock hard. They really are. But yeah, it's cool that that's still a challenge to defeat them, because that is one of the quests to kill them all.
At least you're all set for your American trip now with your Switch.
Yeah. If I'm allowed it on the plane.
Yeah,
you
you'll be
should be.
fine.
Yeah, I think they were going to rescind that bill that they were trying to pass.
It was just the laptops, wasn't it? They weren't.
No, it was laptops and gaming handhelds as well.
What the fuck are you meant to do? Watch movies the whole flight? Fuck
yeah.
That. Got to play some games.
Club, mate.
I'll definitely be taking that. Definitely. But there hasn't been that many other games for it. I mean, I did download Snake Pass and Snipper Clips. Not for me at all. No, I mean, Snake Pass looked really blurry. I don't know, it just looked like a Wii game.
Snipper Clips look quite funny, actually, from what you put up on one of the videos, Webby.
It's
like
absolutely
taking chunks out of
frustrating.
each other to solve puzzles and stuff.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you're playing with another player, and I'm playing with my daughter, who's 7, and it's frustrating playing with her because she didn't quite get to grips with it, and you're just like pulling your hair out, like, no, turn around, you should be shouting at her. Do you know what I mean? Turn around! I've got to cut your head off. She hasn't got it, and it's like, I can't play this. It's fucking frustrating. So I kind of gave up on that, really. The only other game I've been playing is my arcade game, which is Atari Battlezone, which I finally got back in my collection. It's all fixed.
Nice.
1979 Atari Vector game. Absolutely awesome. Really chuffed to get that back. But other than that, guys, that is it, really. I shall definitely have a lot more to talk about in the next podcast. I'll tell you that. I'm actually downloading now Enter the Gungeon. Have you played that one?
No, I
On the
know.
PS4?
I think Gamox14 like played it quite a bit. I think he's got a love-hate relationship with it.
It
It's
looks
really
like,
nice, but it's quite hard.
is it? Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's like a multi-directional shooter, a bit like Robotron. So I think it's a twin-stick shooter.
Is it
But
the one
obviously-
where you have bullets firing bullets at you?
Yeah. So it's like a Diablo. You're going through dungeons, but it's like a twin-stick shooter, and you're picking up loads of different weapons as you go. It looks really cool, but I haven't played it yet. Still,
the Gungeon. That makes
yeah.
sense.
Into the Gungeon, yeah. It's downloading as we speak, so I'm looking forward
Nice.
to playing that. Yeah. But that's it,
At
guys.
least when you go to the States as well, if there's any PS4 or Switch games you want to pick up, they're all
Yeah.
multi-region, so you're all
Yeah.
set.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to that. It's quite unusual to get that now, isn't it? Multi-regional.
Mm.
What other stuff do you get? Do you get a lot of games from Japan, Darren, or?
No, the first annoying thing was when I first went out there, I had the 3DS, and
Yeah.
obviously the 3DS was region locked.
Yeah.
And the Resident Evil game at the time, I can't remember which one it was, it basically launched in Japan the week when I was out there, and I was just like, because I couldn't obviously play it or anything. And when I went out the second time, I did buy like some Vita games and PS3 games and stuff like that, but I didn't take my Vita with me. Where it's like a Generation 1 OLED one, I'm a bit protective of it, so I don't really want to risk any damage or anything.
Yeah. Do they come out with roughly the same time though in the regions, or is it all pretty much a world release in all regions at the same time?
With the Japanese PS Vita stuff, most of it never makes it over to the West anymore. That's why a lot of people call it a dead system, because they don't really release anything for it over here. Whereas in Japan, there's like games coming out for it every other week.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm looking forward to picking up some stuff, man. I shall report back next week before I go away, because it's only 2 weeks now.
Not
Did
long.
I say Splatoon 2 was out soon? Or
yeah, it's not really my. It was all right. I mean, if it's got another story mode, it'd be cool. But I don't know what this new one's going to be like. To be honest with you, it doesn't look much different than the first one.
Yeah, they'll probably run another
modes and stuff.
Yeah, they'll probably run another test, won't they, before it's
yeah.
launched?
They've got Arms coming out, which I've actually played, and they've added a counter attack, which is a kick to it, the game, which looks quite cool. And I think they're going to try and get 4 multiplayer into the game. But I still don't know. Go on.
I was going to say, well, all I saw about that Arms on my Twitter feed was they've added a woman with twin tails and a nice fat arse.
Yeah, I still don't think it's got a bit of an identity crisis.
Once again, trying to go the Overwatch method.
Yeah, I don't know what it's trying to be, but we'll have to wait and see. I'm quite looking forward to, I think that's actually out now, Fire Emblem Echoes, which goes back to one of the early Famicom games. So it's the mechanics change quite a lot. It's more sort of dungeon exploring, you know.
Although it has got a season pass.
Has it?
Which I was quite surprised to find, like a handheld game has a season pass.
Yeah. So I've been quite interested because I really enjoyed Fire Emblem Fates. But I think I would prefer this one because I think you've got more kind of more exploring and the mechanic of archery and magic. You know, that in the other one I played, you can't stand on the hill and shoot down. You've got to be right up close to someone, which I don't understand. You know, if you've got an archer,
used
you
to
want
have the old couple of squares range away, and you used to get advantages if you was above an enemy if you were shooting
yeah,
them.
but it should be more than 2 squares away if you've got an archer, shouldn't it? It should be like 5 or 6, I would have thought.
Yeah, I think
You
it's
know?
only usually been a couple.
Yeah, but yeah, I might pick that up, see how it goes. But at the moment, I'm a bit PS4 crazy right now.
Don't forget to pick up XCOM 2 because it's fucking fantastic.
I bet it's cheap as well, isn't it?
Probably.
Must be.
I
It's
don't
been
know.
out a while.
Did you play Borderlands 2 or any of those by any chance?
I played the first one on what was that
Yeah.
on the 360?
Yeah, I was going to say
yeah.
that's the Tales from Borderlands is one of the freebies on PS Plus this month as well, along with that Alien Nation.
Right, okay. Yeah, I'm downloading that Alien Nation. What's that like? then?
Alien Nation's free?
It's cracking. Yeah, it's a
Is
PS
it?
Plus game. Yeah,
What sort of
I didn't
game is
know
it
that.
then?
it's a twin stick shooter,
Oh,
like top down
cool.
twin stick shooter, but it's got RPG style elements and upgrades for your characters, and you can slot things onto your weapons to make them stronger and stuff.
Right, that sounds cool. And then you've got
Yeah, it's-
Diablo as well. Diablo looks good.
Yeah.
It's been out a
It's
while.
Housemarque, their new game comes out in I think it's like a month or so's time, like
Yeah.
Next Machina, I think it's called.
Wow. It's cool. So many cool games, man.
Too many. Right, shall we
Yeah.
go on to questions?
Yeah.
Right, so in the YouTube chat, I'm going to do that first. Simon Evans has asked a couple of questions. First one is, has anyone played or is planning on picking up Injustice 2?
I do want to pick it up. It does look really cool. Like the whole gear upgrade system. I don't know if any of you guys have seen it, but there's like a certain mode you can go into, and when you fight your opponents, you actually get gear out of it. So you'll get like different chest pieces with different stats on them, but they also change the appearance of your character as well.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
I'm actually really excited to play through the story mode because the first one was really good, and supposedly this one is just as good. And the cutscenes apparently are really well animated. I've seen like a few clips of it, and it looks like a movie. It's crazy.
It's got
I haven't played the
Scarecrow in it.
first one. I haven't even played the first one on that, so I'm not even sure what that's about, that game.
It's basically
Mortal Kombat with superheroes.
He also asked, is anyone interested in Little Nightmares? Cracking puzzle game with a great look.
Haven't you picked that up, Webby?
Yeah, I've not had a chance to play it yet, though. So I can't actually say anything about it, apart from it looks good. So
Yeah, it does
I
look
will
good.
try and play a little bit of it this week to talk about next week.
No idea.
And Simon also says, what are we expecting from E3 apart from the usual CODs, FIFAs, etc.?
New Metroid game.
That would be cool. For one.
Hopefully
I
some
want to see
surprises.
Bloodborne 2.
I want to see
What'd you
something in
say?
Final Fantasy Remake, 7 Remake.
Oh,
if
yeah.
anything.
That's true. Or Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yes, Kingdom Hearts.
There's nothing been on that. I don't know. I heard some rumors not too long ago that From Software was talking about making a new Armored Core. I'd really like to see that.
Ooh, that's
Yes,
interesting.
my friend that I know, he's getting exceedingly excited about like the new Armored Core. It's like his most wanted game from E3.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. I definitely
That's
want
not
to see.
far away now, is it?
I'm actually,
When-
no, it's not. I'm quite interested to
2
see
weeks.
what, because at the moment,
Like 2 weeks?
Xbox are lacking games, so I want to see what games are coming to Xbox, especially for the Scorpio.
We'll see Crackdown 3, that's a definite, because we haven't really seen anything of that bar, that reveal trailer, have we, a couple of years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then we'll obviously see what cards they've got up their sleeve for sort of other titles. Also, I heard this week that there's a very strong rumour that Sega are planning on getting back into games in a big way.
Really?
Yeah, apparently. Obviously, Sega are now kind of in bed a bit with Nintendo, but I know in the past Sega were really in bed with Microsoft.
Yeah. That wasn't a great time, though.
Like, well, we got some good games out of it, like was it Jet Set Radio?
That's true. That
It was really cool, and what was the
was
other?
that
racing game. I can't remember what it was called. That was around at the time, like Sega GT or something, wasn't it called or something?
Yeah.
Not
But yeah,
sure.
then obviously like you had Sega having part of their sort of like hands in the design of like there's the controller S and the 360 controller and stuff. So maybe they've got something to do with this Japanese connection thing that Phil Spencer was teasing. I don't know.
I think they've got a new Sonic game coming out, haven't they? Pretty sure
Yeah.
they have.
Yeah, they got 2 of them actually.
Yeah.
They actually both look good, surprisingly.
Mm.
One is
Who
completely
knows?
made that's like all old, like completely classic Sonic,
Yeah.
but new levels and all that shit.
Yeah, that's what they should have done in the first place ages ago. Go back
Yeah.
to the
Sure.
roots
Well,
of the
they did it. They
side-scrolling
did
Sonic.
they did that though with that episodic one, didn't
Yeah,
they?
but it
And
just wasn't that great, was it?
No.
I didn't play it. I must admit.
I'm not the hugest Sonic fan anyway, but it'd be nice to see them come back. They've been around years, man.
Yeah.
They were. I remember basically from my childhood. Obviously, I was a Mega Drive man. Like, it was my first real console I've sort of like really owned and enjoyed, and then Super Nintendo afterwards. But I just remember like Sega from their AM2 arcade days, like when they was literally kicking ass, like Virtua Fighter and Virtua Cop and sort of
Well, they've been
Daytona
around longer than
USA and
Nintendo.
stuff. Yeah.
They've been
Have
around
they
longer
really?
than Nintendo. Yeah, they have.
Ninten-
Yeah, they used to make.
Nintendo were making.
No, Nintendo came around in what, 77? First sort of video games they made, but
I know I was
Sega-
on about like Nintendo did stuff before video games, didn't they? They did a lot
Well,
of
they
like
did, yeah.
cards
But,
and stuff and.
well, Sega did electrical and mechanical games in the 70s. And they've been around a long time. And actually, they distributed a lot of Nintendo arcade games. I've got a Sega Sheriff upstairs. So you say they've been in bed with Nintendo. They've been in bed with them for a long time,
Wow.
believe it or not. Yeah. They were main rivals, obviously, at the height of the console wars. But, yeah, they've been in cahoots for quite a long time. It'd be nice to see them come back, for sure.
If they announce Dreamcast 2, I will. I think my mouth will hit on my jaw.
That'd be hilarious. I don't see it happening.
No,
No.
that won't happen. But haven't they sold all the characters though to Nintendo? I mean, they've got Sonic's in Super Smash Brothers now, and all the others.
Yeah, I think that's just a let thing, isn't it?
Is it?
Otherwise, you're giving Nintendo full creative control over your mascot. It just doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. There's room for everyone.
Yeah.
Anyway.
We
Still
doing
want to see
some more
what's up with that God of
questions?
War.
Yeah, go for it. Keep going, mate.
Darfur, you were in the middle of something. Right, so Facebook questions. We have Tom Harding. Which cancelled game has left you the most disappointed that it was never released? Mine is Prey 2, which was canned by Bethesda after Human Head Studios' version, which was a sci-fi bounty hunting sequel, wasn't up to scratch. Looked amazing, and I can't, for the love of, find the love for the new one because of it. Another notable mention is Star Wars 1313.
Yeah. I don't think I've ever suffered from seeing a game get canceled so far that I've been super anticipating. I mean, as weird as it is, I really wanted to play the Fable Legends game, just the free-to-play one, just because I really like Fable. But I still don't know why they decided to can that, because it's a free-to-play game that was basically almost done. They could have just threw onto the store. Could have made some money back for it, but aside from that, no, not really.
Yeah, that's a difficult question. I mean, the only game I can think of was Star Fox 2. That was cancelled, wasn't it? I was really looking forward to that.
I thought that came out.
No, it didn't. Well, it came out eventually. As a not homebrew, but people. The ROMs were downloaded and people made carts out of it.
Right.
But it was advertised in all the magazines and it was supposed to come out, but it never did.
Oh.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's one I can think of, like from way back when, but the only one that briefly comes to mind is I don't know if it's actually been cancelled, but I haven't heard anything for literally years, and that was Kingdom Under Fire 2.
Oh God, yeah, that was a classic game.
It went into sort of like a weird beta. It's by Blue Side, which are a Korean developer.
Yeah.
It went into like
that demo,
beta on the PC, and it looked absolutely badass, like giant army battles. If you look at the trailers on the internet and stuff, there's quite a few from sort of like 3-4 years ago. Then it sort of like disappeared off the face of the earth. Then around the time the PS4 was releasing, it was announced to be a PS4 game, that they were going to port it to the PS4, and I was like, oh, because it was going to have this giant epic battles against like AI, and then it had like another side sort of MMO sort of bit for it, where you go out in groups and quest about and all the rest of it. But then I heard it had gone free to play, and I haven't heard anything for years. I think as soon as people found out it went free to play, everyone just sort of like everyone's interest just dropped away.
Yeah.
Because it was back in the time when everyone was doing free to play, and it sort of like certain ones are a bit nickel and dimey when it comes
Got a bad
to
name for itself.
Yeah,
Still kind of does.
and then it's sort of like no one's heard anything of it since. So I don't know where that game actually is. I don't know if the full version of it ever came out anywhere, bar maybe Korea or somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I have more of a problem with games that come out in places that I can't get them, like the Final Fantasy Dissidia game, the newest one that's like only in Japanese arcades and stuff.
Yeah, someone
I
on my Twitter's
really
been
wanna
over
play
there
that.
playing it. He's been over playing it and saying like, oh, he's been using this Stola from Final Fantasy 14 and some of the other people that are making an appearance. But the rumours are that game's coming to the PS4.
Yeah, supposedly.
They'll probably announce something, I imagine, at TGS this
It's
year.
ironic because it was made on the PS4's engine. Like,
And the
it'll
originals
take its
were
time.
PSP, weren't they?
Yeah. Yep. It'll take its time.
Right, should we move
Then I
on?
might hear something at E3. We don't know, but it would. TGS seems bigger bet, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry, Willie.
go ahead.
Yeah, next question. Nigel Arnold, Xbox dashboard, like or dislike? Discuss.
Dislike.
Oh,
Dislike.
I love it.
Oh, is it new or something?
Yes.
that.
So,
Oh, okay.
Oh, the
I
new
understand that.
dashboard.
so I think they are trying to bring it back to the old school one. So you press the middle button on your Xbox controller now, and instead of taking you back to the dashboard, it brings up a little guide like on the 360. So you can do stuff, just by bringing up that menu instead of obviously going back to the dash, which was super annoying.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's pretty good. I think it works well. And no
fair
matter
enough.
what stunt he says, everything is really easy to find. If you want to find a game, go to the store, fucking look for it. It's there. Not difficult.
Yeah, I don't know if there's like if there's a new dashboard update, but I haven't been a fan of any of the Xbox One dashboards as of yet. I'd say the best one's probably it's because that Windows Metro is shit. I just don't like that tiley bollocks, mate. It looks like a fucking mobile phone screen, not a games console. Just get all the tiles off there. Take your fucking adverts off my dashboard. I'll pay a fucking yearly sub for your service. Why the fuck should I have to put up with adverts?
I like the original Xbox 360 one the best still.
Yeah, definitely.
Sliding around. Or Xbox 360. What, I don't know what I said.
I mean, nothing's perfect. It's just to me, like my mobile, I don't have any apps or anything on my home screen because I've got a picture on there, and I actually want to see the picture. And
well, you just get lost, don't you? You get lost sorting through stuff just to find something. I just
find with the PS4, it just feels more personal. You've got like animated themes, play music. You can see the theme in the background. Everything's there. You can move stuff off into folders.
You want to see the Switches one? It's bare bone, mate.
I like the bare bones, mate. Just take it back to
There's
that.
Nothing on it.
Really easy to find anything.
Yeah, it's pretty easy.
Yeah, I know. Like dashboards are only there. It's the front end. You shouldn't really spend much time on them. You're usually spending time on games. They might have updated it, but I haven't had haven't turned my Xbox One on in about 6 weeks now.
Wow.
Because I've got issues with my bloody router. The Wi-Fi signal's absolutely shit. It keeps dropping out, so I can't actually. Because like you get the little plastic teeth on the back of the Ethernet cable.
Mhm.
Really flimsy and shit, so it broke off years ago, and it never stays in the back of the Xbox One. It just spits it out all the time. So I have to have the Xbox One.
Why didn't you just get a new Ethernet cable?
because it's literally running under all the floorboards and through walls, holes drilled in
damn.
walls. And
You know,
shit.
you can just like cut the cable and put a new end on. You know,
Yeah, I might have to do that.
it's not that difficult.
Get anything sorted out. But
Sounds like you're gonna have to.
It'd probably just end up happening again, where I keep having to take it in and out of different machines. Whereas I usually just have it in the PS4 wired, and then the wireless for the the Xbox One.
That's fair. Fair dues. Next question, anyway. Games coming out for. This is from Nigel again. Games coming out in the remainder of 2017. What are you most excited for? For him, it's Red Dead 2. If it actually does come out.
I think it will come out this year, definitely.
I'm not sure. They usually always delay their games, but I guess we'll see.
The new South Park game I'm interested in. Obviously, the Stormblood expansion for 14, Final Fantasy 14. Apart from that, nothing really sticks out in my mind.
There's a
I think
few
it just depend on
possible.
E3.
There's a few possible dark horses where whatever Microsoft has probably got up its sleeve will probably release this year. When you think about it, around the holiday season, Spider-Man PS4 could possibly be this year.
I'm hoping God of War comes out.
Yeah,
I don't
God
know
of
if it
War
will,
possibly. I don't think that will. I think we're more likely to see Days Gone this year, and then God of War early next year, similar time zone to say Horizon or something.
Yeah.
But then again, with the Scorpio coming out, it might be worth Sony actually having a huge party lineup for 1 year Christmas at one point. Who knows?
Yeah.
But then what's left after that? Like, what else have they got in the pipeline to come out? Because that Dreams or whatever it is by Media Molecule's been like AWOL for ages now.
Yeah, it looks like shit too.
Well, no one even really seems to know what the hell the game is or what it's about, to be honest. Apart from, like a creating tool for something.
It's going to be like Project Spark for the Xbox. It's going to come out and everyone's not going to like it, and it's going to go free, and then it's going to disappear forever.
Did they cancel Project Spark? Did they?
Yeah, they took it down.
Yeah, I was in it for a bit, and it was shit. So yeah, because I took it down. Right. So, few more questions. Paul Barry Hickens says, I've got 3 terabytes all in. I have used 80%, but in my install list, I have 138 games. I must admit, a lot of backwards compatible 360 games. Think I might have to invest in a 4 terabyte card. Would you know what hard drive size the Scorpio will be? It's probably.
I think I've heard it's a terabyte. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hopefully they'll actually let you swap it out like PlayStation for once, but I doubt they will. And I reckon, this is my bet, I don't think they're going to allow you to do a hard drive transfer.
You just have to download it all again, mate.
Because it's fucking Microsoft.
There's so many fucking games.
Yeah, PlayStation.
I still got the 500 gig, and I just delete stuff as I go.
Yeah, PlayStation at least with the Pro allowed you to copy everything from one hard drive to the other. And when I've got Dead or Alive, was it 5 last round with over 350 pieces of DLC that I'd have to re-download and find.
See, I've got
that's going to be a ball ache.
I've got 2 terabytes on my Xbox, and that's about 90% full, and I've got 400 games that are not installed.
Wow.
Jesus.
I know. It's ridiculous.
But you don't buy any physical copies, though, wherever you do. You just all DLC.
Yeah, but when you buy a disc on the Xbox and PlayStation, it still has to install.
Yeah. This is what I'm worried about with the Switch, you know. Fucking space on that.
No,
you know, it's crazy.
Significantly smaller games, though.
Yeah.
At least file sizes.
Because they're shitter.
They're shitter.
I'm looking forward to Mario. That's out in 2017, but that will probably be Christmas.
Odyssey.
Yeah, that looks really cool.
It does look amazing, and I'm not a huge Mario fan, really.
I'm excited to get a Switch eventually.
Did you have a Wii U, Carl?
No, I did not. I haven't owned a Nintendo system since the 64.
Wow.
This might sound weird, but I would actually be quite happy if they didn't release any new games for about 2 years. I'd still be perfectly fine and set.
I agree. Yeah, I totally agree. Holy shit, there's a lot of stuff.
Got enough to play. Yeah.
Right.
I'm going back to PS2.
Yeah. Right, our time is almost up, so we're just going to do a couple more questions. Andy Robb wants to know, what did we think of the Destiny 2 launch thing?
Ah,
I still haven't
I
watched
think
it.
it looked really good actually.
What I don't understand about Destiny 2, right? Why people are going up in arms about it being on Battle.net on the PC only. You've got WoW, which is only on Battle.net. No one moans about that. And you've got Overwatch, which is only on Battle.net. No one moans about that. And Diablo
You know
and
why?
StarCraft. So who
It's
cares?
because it's because it's Activision Blizzard. That's
Yeah,
why it's on
which is what's on
Battle.net,
there. So
and
I
they
don't see
want
the
all
issue.
the monies. Yeah, they want all the monies. That's what it
Also,
Maybe
is.
something to do with people. Oh, go on.
Apparently, also, they're locking Destiny 2 on the Xbox Scorpio at 30 frames per second because they want it to be the same on all consoles. Whereas
Well,
on
I
the
guess that would be fair, being as a competitive shooter.
but on the PC, it's uncapped FPS. So you can have 120 FPS if you want.
You're not
That's-
really going to notice too much difference between 60 to 120 when it comes to something like that.
Yeah. I don't know. I bought Destiny when it first came out for me and my wife, and we both played the shit out of it. And then we bought the Taken King, and we didn't buy the Rise of Iron. And I love like going back and playing it. Like I was like, oh, I'll hop in and like we play with Urban Big P all the time. He's fucking amazing at it. And
Oh, he was getting well excited, wasn't he, during the old reveal on that, I think.
yeah, I'm sure. And like I can't play it now. Like if I go back and I want to hop in there and do like the Crucible or PvP or anything like that, like you can't do it. You can only play like the classic modes, the 3 classic modes, which just really pisses me off. I don't want to hop into Destiny 2 knowing that in a year I'm going to have to spend an additional 40, 50 bucks for whatever expansion it is, or I'm not going to be able to play this game that I already bought. That's not fair.
That is the only problem with like I wasn't a massive fan of the original sort of like DLC plans and the way they did it. And like I've spoken on here before, I unfortunately played a real MMO, so I know what a fucking end game is for an MMO, and Destiny didn't have one, and neither did Division, to be quite honest. So you weren't really left to do anything of any interest, and grinding for hours to get a fucking exotic weapon that does like 10 extra damage is not worthwhile in my eyes. But I thoroughly enjoyed the story from the first game.
Story? There was a story?
Well, the story mode, if you get what I meant. Like I played through the story, got to the end, and then was like leveling and like an alternate class, and then was like, what the fuck am I doing, sort of a thing. I know they obviously made a lot of changes to it, and from the way Destiny 2 is going, it looks like they're sort of carrying on, like fixing all the problems that people had with the first game. But yeah, I just
I'll
hope
be interested to see what
they
it's
don't
like
end up with
because
the.
Destiny 1 for me was a massive disappointment and a major rip-off, so I will not be picking up the second one.
Well, at least we now know why they sort of like are making everyone start from scratch again.
Yep.
Yeah.
PC. If it was, because obviously the original Destiny was never on PC, so all the PC players would be at a huge disadvantage going into Destiny 2 if everything carried over from the first game.
Yeah. Yeah, like
But
you
yeah,
said,
was
kinda like a
the
rip-off.
original game 30 FPS? Because I'm sure pretty much every shooter on consoles these days should be 60 or has to be about 60.
Nope.
Because I didn't really notice any problems with Destiny, but then I never play PvP in like first-person shooters, so who knows?
I saw someone just moaning about it on Twitter yesterday, so yeah. Anyway, that is it for the questions, and this podcast has gone on for much longer than anticipated, so we're going to end it here. Thank you, everybody, for coming on. It's been awesome. So, from me, Mark Webb, Gamertag, PearsonID, SteamID, Webby317.
The miserable one, Sensei Switch.
King Gunner of the Metal Gamers Podcast.
And Alex, Nintendo Arcade.
So thank you very much. Don't forget to visit the website mojo-interactive.net. Follow us on Twitter at mojo_int. Join our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/Mojo Interactive, and join our Discord group, which I will put a link up in the podcast show notes and on our Facebook group and in this YouTube chat. So thank you very much. We will see you next week. Goodbye.
Farewell.
Wow, there's a lot to take in there, guys. I was listening to it all. I didn't say much, but I was listening to it all. So many cool games.
Too many.
Yeah,
Right, guys,
actually-
I have
Was
to
it
bounce.
2.5
'cause-
hours with only
yeah.
4 of us? That's quite
Yeah.
mad.
Yeah.
Right, stream is
Yeah.
ending.